Drop. Drop. How you doing, everybody? How you doing, everybody? Mackie here. It is close to 7 p.m. It is close to 7 p.m. on the 8th of April, 2026. I am live for my little temporary bread room in Port Antonio, Jamaica. Outside is a pretty much chill here on this Wednesday night, everybody. I hope you guys have a really, really good week in store for us. And I hope that this camera will just not freeze for like about 2 minutes. I just really, really want this thing to work as long. So yeah, anywho's, welcome everybody to another day of some horrible commentary about some NACL matches. You all know the drill. I'll be doing some horrible matches, of course, and talk about the talent, talk about the matches and all kind of stuff. Yesterday was a pair of 2-0s. Maryville just absolutely slammed on Blue Oyster or Blue Otter actually, and we saw a Master Yi pick, of course, being picked for the first time, and it did not work out. And then CCG just took down Apex Mission Impossible 2-0. Now I know what you're thinking. There is some live NACL matches going on right now, and you're right. But we are focusing today and for probably like tomorrow. We're talking about this week, last week's matches. So just imagine yourself being in the TARDIS. You're in a TARDIS. You go back a week, and then you realize, I have never seen this before. So this is me commentating on last week's matches, not this week's matches. I know this week's matches are live, but we're going to focus on the last week's matches. Anyways, we have two viewers, one from YouTube, one from Twitch. Hello, I am here. And by the way, this is the first time you get to see my beautiful face with my facial hair and all kinds of stuff in a long, long time. And yeah, I know the setup is not the most pleasant in my opinion, but I'm here to have some fun. I'm here to have some fun and to do all that jazz and be married, of course. Oh, by the way, I never got to show you this yesterday. But in case many people don't know, I have a little bit of a writing tablet. I have a writing tablet right here. And let's just see. Oh, look at that. Little writing tablet. Look at that beauty. And I'm going to write something here. Okay. You seeing this? Hello, chat. Hello, chat. Yeah, hello, everybody. It is nice seeing you all. It's been great. And sit back, relax, and enjoy the cringe, ladies and gentlemen. And, just get yourselves comfortable, get yourselves warm, and all kind of stuff. And, yeah, but before we get to the horrible commentary, I would like to show you something. I would like to show you something that is pretty much of the utmost importance, but pretty much not as important as many people. So, let's just see here. Okay, and by the way, come on, man, the camera. Oh, wait, hold up. Take your time, customize, and large that thing. Just make it large. There you go. Make me see my face more. There you go. Make it large and in charge. There you go. I think that's a perfect size. Oh, that's just too much of a size. Too much. Just kick it right around here. Good. Marvelous. Anyways, in case many people do not know, that Valorant decides that it wanted to, tear down the entirety of their franchise model and decided to make this an chaotic, free-for-all knockout stage. Well, let's just say a free-for-all circuit tournament. Now, you're asking yourself, Akeem, why is Valorant being involved in a League of Legends stuff that I'm doing? And why does it involve my League of Legends? Well, this is pretty much, seeing what Valorant do, and it's just talk about League of Legends. So, I already saw the video, but I decided to let's just do the word and saying, so, VCT 2027, where everything is a tournament. Every match should carry weight, paths to the global event should be open, and live events should visit more locations. Now, So in the partnership in 2027, it said the new 2-year partnership cycle will begin in 2027 with application for prospect teams opening today. The teams who are not already part of the partnership program would like to be considered can reach out to prospective regional Riot esports teams. Application will be evaluated based on commitment to grow the Valorant community, resonance with fandom and content, business sustainability and responsible operations, operational excellence and established infrastructure, competitive success, and performance development. And partners remain essential to ensuring the success of VCT and will be awarded with partner-based payment, performance bonuses, team capsule, and direct seeding. And those are huge things. Now they have an open qualification for like global events. There's the open qualification. Then you got the international cups, and then finally to the Masters and Champions tournament comes in. And also, they have a $6 million prize pool per year. And it said that last year alone, we shared $86 million from digital goods with teams in the VCT, creating a healthy and sustainable environment for teams separated. Starting in 2027, we want every team that competes at the highest level to have a path to the same financial success. Each competition will have a cash amount attached to it that teams will earn by qualifying. The amount scales with the size and stakes of the tournament, with the number approximately doubling from cups to masters and doubling again from masters to champions. So it's like you compete in a tournament and you get more and more and more money you grow into. And for cups stuff in particular, the funds will be available to the teams and the timely members so they can equip to arrange the logistics necessary to attend the tournament, visas and new travel. So they're already going to take care of, which is huge. And the proportion of the funds will dedicate to the game changers each year, which is huge. So try to say, like, if you look at the model right now, you got Champions Collection and season capsules with team capsules, and all the teams will earn prize pool, game changers, championship incentive, kickoff and cups money, masters money, and champions money, which of course give you baseline payment and performance bonuses and team castle shares. And then of course you got the path to the global. And by the way, you have the path to the global events. It said that well, they are still finalizing the details, but they said for all goal is for every team in every territory to have a path to every global event. Regional communities will have dedicated pathways that send them to international and global competitions, with partner teams meeting them in the later rounds. Let me just, I will, silence this so that no one can disturb me here. All right, cool. We just make sure we don't have a noise. They expected this change to bring stakes and bring besties back to their home regions, helping to develop the scene and new players are crucial to VCT sports. And if you look at the global events, of course, you've got the China Open qualifiers, and then you got Southeast Asian, Japan, Korea, South Asian go to the Pacific, and then you got North America, Latin, and Brazil to go to the Americas Cup and kickoffs, and then EMEA, and then EU, MEA, and Turkey to go to kickoffs and cups. And then they, of course, wanted to talk about the cups. It said they replaces the regular season play, concludes with a finals weekend, and the red qualifies teams to the Masters and Champions. This will happen 2 per territory per year, 8 in total, which is land advance that determine the top seed. Competition, the kickoffs and cups will be held on land on a combination of Rise Studios and bespoke venues, with each call coming in an awesome weekend event with fans. In total, VTT will host over 20 tournaments every year and visit more than 16 different cities across the world. 16 different cities! That is amazing! Kickoff will be running a bespoke tournament with a unique format to start the season. It will also be open for any team to participate with qualifiers happening in Q4 of the previous years after champions, which is huge. And by the way, this is a schedule. You got the online, of course, and then kickoff qualifiers, and then you got the kickoff, of course, with the internationals, and then the land tournaments, which is the Masters 1. And then, of course, you got the Open qualifiers, which is going to be another first Cup tournament, then your Masters 2 tournament, and then your Open qualifiers again. You got Cup 2 tournaments and your champions. And these Open qualifiers for each cycle will happen concurrently, with Cups and Masters, and teams will be provided with multiple opportunities to qualify. So the VCT will give you higher stakes for the first match, fast progression to global stages, more regional events, and greater competitive opportunities. And they'll deal you details about regional calendars, slot allocations, game changers, and all the calendars and start of the season. And I said, if you look at all of this, holy cow, does this look cool? This look awesome. And a lot of esports people are praising this. Like, let's be honest, all of the esports people are literally praising this thing. Like, they are bowing down, saying thank you, Jesus, all this kind of stuff. It is great. And the question that I feel like it, as I go back to my normal self, is League of Legends. League of Legends, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? What do you think about this in League of Legends? And the answer to that is pretty much simple. They don't. I don't think they can do it. I don't think they can do it. I think David Shineock just said in his video, of course, that, and I think you could say that there's a lot of people saying the video, but I'll give my 2 cents. I believe that in order for the Valorant model in 2027 to be approved, Riot has to pay out. Riot has to pay out so many of the teams, the LEC teams, the LCK teams, the LCS teams, the whole thing. Now, take the T1 profit that they made over last year and times it by 100. Where T1 have a value of like $1.9 million in profit, of course, last year, times by 100. And that's the amount of all for all the teams that paid. All of them. And you have to talk about like cost and revenue and travel and all this kind of stuff. It's mind-boggling to learn that. And it just almost feels like Riot has a little bit of the hands behind their back. And I just don't know if they can even do anything about it. Like the franchise model was put in for reasons, of course. You could go watch the Summon Insights kind of episode to talk about this whole thing, but the franchising model was there for a reason. Whether you like it or not, it's there for a reason. And unfortunately, the fact that it's, you saw the VCT doing it, and now Riot is pretty much stuck with the same old franchising slop that they've been produced for like the last 8 or 9 years. It just feels like it will have to take a miracle for Riot to even give us, it will take a miracle for Riot to even give us the circuit that we wanted. Listen, let's be honest. I want a circuit like this. I think we could say that the whole regional leagues kind of feels like a little bit boring, in my opinion, because we're probably going to get the same teams that we get to see in every year. You get to see the Gen Gs, the T1s, the G2s, maybe your Cloud9s, I guess, if you're lucky. And we'll get to send them almost every single year. Well, probably an exception of this first step. But we're probably going to send the same old teams being there every year. And here's the kicker. Consider what happened in the LEC versus and saw Las Vegas compete with some of the LEC teams. I want to see the tier 2 teams compete with the other tier 1 teams as well. Why not a Blue Otter challenge Cloud9? Why not a Marivelle University get to compete against the Sky's Toast? Why not French Flair face off against G2? Or G2 North face off against Fnatic? Why can't we just have those in some of the regions and have to compete for a shot of making big prize pools and big money? Why can't we just have that? Because right now, as it stands, the EMEA Masters is going to go directly into one of the big EMEA qualifiers for a shot of getting into the eSports World Cup. And I said that's the closest thing we ever have for an open circuit, of course. The closest thing we ever have in an open circuit. But I don't think I don't know if they're going to ever do it. It will take Riot Games to spend so much money to buy out so many of the slots that I just don't know what's going to happen. It's just, it's miserable. It's absolutely miserable. You're looking at what Valorant is doing and just like, why can't we just be like Valorant? Why can't we just do what Valorant does, but better? And I was like, dude, you tried to do that. You did not sell skins. You did not have the monetization to do it. You don't have the content to do it. You don't have any of these things to fall back on. Like, by the way, they did it from like skin sales and cosmetics and all that stuff, and those make money. League of Legends doesn't even have that in spades. Yeah, emotes fine, but the Team Liquid thumbs up emo? How much you can pay for that? I don't think you can make money out of that. The world skins, sure, that is brilliant, but I'm not sure if anybody can shell out at $20. And even the Hall of Legends skins, nobody's paying $550 for a faker skin. Like, I just don't know if nobody can ever pay for any other things. And Riot decided to remove the prize pools for this year for something like they can grow for the esports business. I don't know what it is they're going to grow, but I will tell you one thing. VCT are just literally running laps against you guys. VCT is literally and figuratively running laps across all you people. And I just don't know if we're ever going to see Riot Games shell out the entire League of Legends ecosystem for something like close to VCT 2027. I just don't know. And maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just like wanted to see an open circuit in most cases, like what happened in the Overwatch tournament, or by the way, in TFT. By the way, I just want some like, I just want a little chaos sometimes. Okay, we want order, we want structure, and the franchise system is fine, but just a little bit of chaos will be good. Just a little bit, okay? That's all I have to say, of course. That is my 2 cents. I know it's not my strongest opinion. I know I'm not a financial person, but I just wanted to speak out my mind. So thank you all for being here, and thank you for my TED Talk. And yeah, it is time for me to give you some cringe. It is time for me to kick off the second day of week 2 matches. So let me just set this whole thing up one bit. Yes, I'm typing right now. Yes, you hearing me typing? It is what it is. Nobody wants to see me. Nobody wants to see me typing. But it is what it is. Trying to set up what I'm going to set up here to date. Okay, let's just see. Okay, and then next up, yeah. Okay, let's get that up. There you go. There. And okay, there you go. And I already typed out all my stuff, and it's time for me to show you today's matches. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we're gonna have Dorado Gaming versus NRG. NRG fresh off on a massive win, of course, last week, and then Apex Mission Impossible is gonna try to dust off themselves after a horrible loss, taking on another team that is suffering a horrible loss themselves in the Division 1 Finals, and that is Winthrop University. And I feel like if I were to predict those 2 games, I said Energy is going to win, Winthrop is going to win. I think it'll be a 2-0 or 2-1 in both of them, of course. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how will the cookie crumble. And let me just put this in 1.5 speed to make it easier for you guys. And let's just see. Let me just seek this out. And by the way, our commentators, by the way, and not no commentators, but we got Slayer and Raphael area. I'm surprised that Slayer's actually doing the commentary, well, Rafa is known for a commentator, but I never realized being an analyst. That's amazing. Weird. So here we go. Unfortunately, they're not commenting this thing. I am, so I'm taking over this whole thing. So you may like it. So Dorado versus NRG. I like the dog name with the dog as a logo. And then Winthrop versus Apex Mission Impossible. So we're gonna kick off with Dorado versus NRG, and let's look at the lineups for Dorado Gaming. Our lineups is Decoy, Low Jazz, Adam, Hub, and Redemption for the Dorado Gaming. Looking to trying to bounce back pretty well after a horrible loss, and then NRG looking fresh as a daisy, looking absolutely good. Samudo, our last week's player of the game, who was absolutely brilliant in that series. And then you got Kisno, you got Sorenan, Sushi, and Spica. So those are the lines for both teams, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the lines for both teams. And we got the head-to-head between these two. We got the head-to-head between 2 bot laners. We got a Hub and Sushi. So far, one is pretty much good. The other one is not having great. It's early days, of course. He's 4th in CS while he's 10th. 11 KDA to 0.9 on average. 913.5 damage to 401.3. And kill participation a nice 69% and 46.5% on the 8th place. So again, it's early. It's way early for all of these things. The stats are pretty much like from the first series of the first week. And of course, game numbers and all kinds of stuff being skewed. So it's way early for that. But I think it is time for us to head over to the draft. If, in case many people don't know, not a draft analyst, not anybody who done it, just commentate for the love and fun of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to kick off with a Rumble Nocturne, Azir, Yunara, and Lulu. The Yunara Lulu is pretty much makes sense. You polymorph her, you doing growth. A lot of champions, of course, make sure they have getting tanky, getting healthier, heal, of course. Nocturne bringing a dive. Azir is pretty much like going like, engage with the Sand Soldiers. I don't see any tanks mostly, and Rumble is mostly damage, of course. So it's kind of like one of those. It's a pseudo scaling kind of thing with a little back to front, of course. Meanwhile, you got a lot of engage, and I mean engage by a ton. You got the Aurora coming in. You got the Global Ultimate of the Pantheon. You got the Ari with the Charms. Israel, and then it goes to get Nico Poplos. And so there's a lot of CC, a lot of gauge, lots of stuff. And yeah, this is going to be absolute fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to begin the crazy commentary by yours truly as we begin game 1 of the first game of week of today, or last week, of course. It is Dorado versus NRG. Let's get it on! As the lovely Nico, the B Nico, by the way, the B Nico skin, Raw Charlton down there. And all the Revenants are coming to the Rift. And here we go. We begin. NRG looked great last week. They looked absolutely great last week. Early troubles in the bot lane, of course. Meanwhile, Saddam is pretty much poking and strolling in the lane. The Ari early lane is pretty much the most dominant, of course. See, as the wave clear, of course, is pretty much troubling. The Koi playing Aurora top. That'll be interesting for me, of course, to show. And you can also see that Kisno is working with the crab, of course. He's working with the crab. Swiping and stalling and all that stuff. So early fire here by Hob and Redemption. So you can see the runes by the way. There's a lot of lethal work. 2 electrocutes by, oh god, and we have a pause. We have a pause here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a pause. And luckily for me, this is all VOD. So we can just skip ahead and just go back into game. Well, okay, there you go. Not too long. This is the beauty of, the VOD, of course, because you don't have to worry about live and waiting for pauses. And nobody waits for pauses, of course. I'm just going to be, making sure that we get everything going through. And that's pretty much it. So Decoy right now is poking around the Zamudo. Zamudo with the Rumble cake skin. I admire that. Can we hire the quality to 1080? Let's just hire the quality to 1080. Let's just, showcase all the beauty in 1080. There you go. All the beauty. There you go. As Kuno is trying to get the Skullcraft. Well, okay, you know what? 1080 is not working. I don't think 1080 can work on a computer like this. Okay, let's just slow down. Let's just go back to 720. Let's go back to 720. There you go. Not the greatest quality, but it's going to work. So, 325 remaining. Nothing too much instead of crabs and a lot of wave pushing. Decoy is actually pushing the wave a lot hard. He's going to get the Cannon Minion. Oh, I think he got Cannon Minion. Yeah, I hope he doesn't get I hope he get Cannon Minion. But I think he get Cannon Minion. And Samdi is trying to poke around on the Valios. Meanwhile, Redemption with a Nico clone is doing all the work. And now the camera is going to be a little bit different. Zamudo is just burning Decoy to death. Both of them trading. No flash being needed. And both of them will probably clear their waves and probably TV back. Meanwhile, Sushi is actually doing the work here. And both, of course, Zamudo and Decoy will TP back in their lanes, and the wave is kind of even. So at least nothing too much to go crazy about. Sushi trying to recall. And Kisno is trying to get the Raptors. He will get the Raptors. And of course the Ward, and Drake. First Drake is up at 5 minutes. Nothing too much happening. Kid Snow is literally the rock of the hard bake. Lopez is trying to do big charm right there. Pantheon is doing work and damage, and Lopez get the first blood. Lopez get the first blood on to Kid Snow. Kid Snow was really stuck in the rock and the hard bake. I believe he's trying to gank Sora. I think he's trying to gank Adam in the lane, but unfortunately, the Lopez just come up right in the lane, and it forces Kid Snow to pretty much in a doom situation. And then Charm by Adam, and then Lopez with the first kill of the game. So Dorado is onto a very good start, of course. The first blood. And he'll get also the Skull of Crabble, and probably with these lanes to push it, I think it's probably first Drake. There we go, first Drake. Now he's going to push on the first Drake. It's an Ocean Drake, so that means Ocean is pretty much out of the table. I would really love when we don't get Chemtech. I would really love when we don't get Chemtech right here. Make sure we don't get Chemtech, of course. We're just waiting. And it's a Cloud, so yeesh. So Chemtech is still on the table. Meanwhile, Sochi is not looking great. He's not looking great. Pantheon ulti coming in the middle, and unfortunately got chunked aware. Loas got a huge kill on to Mr. Sushi. 2 kills for Loas right now on the Pantheon. Looking absolutely excellent right now. I told you about the global ultimates being involved in play, and that is, I think it was a fine dive, of course. Redemption nearly got chunked, of course, in the tower, but Suji take care of business, took down the UNR, and yeah, massive. So he's 2-0, 606 goal lead, and he's looking massively right now. Adam's taking a chunk of the play money. Yes, and you can see that the freeze rate, you can see that the frame rate is not as high, of course. I am browsing in on my stream. I'm streaming it on my browser. So the quality and the freeze rate is not as high, but we got to push forward. We got to push on. We got to push on sometimes. Sometimes when life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade, and then we got to push on. And Lopez is pushing on to get one of those Void Grubs. He's got 2 already. And the Charm pretty much placed onto Sorana. Meanwhile, kids don't get in the Skull of Crab. Getting some vision over down there. There you go. Lots of poking and firing onto Hub. Which means these waves are going to be pushed, of course. Ball lane is safe to go to the mid lane turret. And we're... Ball is... Okay. All right. Calm yourself, Akeem. Calm yourself. 9:30 here. Zamudo clearing the wave, as usual, and mean that the Koi's wave is pretty much in a big state. His waves are literally pushing in. That, of course, will force a lot of pressure, which means that Zamudo will come up to his lane and pretty much be much quicker than Decoy, of course. Both of them don't have a TP. Gizmo is getting Dragon, of course. As we look at the lane, snapshot. 2 kills by Lopez, who's given the goal lead in his favor, 846. Meanwhile, the rest is also having the goal lead, of course. The game is pretty much like slowish. And understandably so if you're NRG. You gotta pretty much scale in bot lane the Yanara. And once Yanara get like 2 to 3 items, she's going to crank. She is going to literal crank. So Dorado has to literally be careful right now to not get this game pretty much in their favor, as unfortunately the Nightfall comes in, the Pop Blossom just shows, Pantheon shows up, and Lois with another kill. Well, that pretty much kills it. And unfortunately, Adam is going to come in, calm the Kisno, and he's going to be dead again. Adam is actually worded, and oh, poor little speaker. He is getting cooked right now and getting killed. 5 kills to none, 2.73k goal lead at allowing 12 minutes, and the Dragon is spawned. What an incredible start by Dorado. Speaker looking absolutely perplexed. And unfortunately, Sushi had an opportunity to go through with a Nocturne Ode on Kisno, but unfortunately it did not work. And then, the incredible plot was on Redemption. And then, of course, Redemption with the Pop Blossom and Lohas with the ultimate. it really caused a lot of problems. And you can see the replay. You see Loas with the ult causing a lot of problems, getting one kill, of course, and to get another kill on Kisno with the help of Adam. And then poor Spica has like no chance of the world. Yeah, no chance. And now it's 5-0 so far, and and that bot tower is pretty much in Doom territory. It is literally in Doom territory. So they're probably going to take bot tower. They're going to take part of the gold, and they're going to probably take the whole tower with the help of Israel, chunking up the damage. So first two Drakes go to Dorado Gaming. It's Camtech Soul. God damn it. Camtech Soul is on the table. First tower being taken down from the bot. It's looking all Dorado right now in the early going. Now we see what happens, of course, yesterday when the early game does not matter in the game, and then the game is like go in the late game. Sushi is not having a great time on Yunara with a total gold, but Hub is pretty much in the ascendancy. 2.1k gold lead in the bot lane. That is amazing. Absolutely served off. So Energy is rotating the lane, trying to figure out something. And objective bounties are pretty much opening soon. Kisno is getting the red buff. And there you go. I think he's probably going to move the Raptors to Krugs. And Mr. Serena is having a pretty big damage being chunked by Ari. So nothing crazy going on right now. 15 minutes in. It is all Dorado in the first 15 minutes, which is actually a good thing, of course. This comp will scale. This comp will scale if they don't do something. They have to like keep the tempo up. Keep pacing themselves up. Get the next drag. Get the next, Rift Herald. Rift Herald is already spawned. And Lohaz is already on the area. And this mid tower is getting chunked right now. I am not sure if anybody can get mid tower. They're getting all the gold about it. Like, it's a 1.6k gold lead. And Low has taken the Rift Herald. So that means Shelly could probably put it in the mid lane, of course. Maybe top lane if they want. So they have a lot of options. What can NRG do from this spot? Like, no grubs, no kills, no towers yet. Like, nothing. We do not want another situation like we have in CFO versus Softhogs Bank. Softhogs Bank Gaming. We do not want a situation like that. In which CFO with perfect game. So we all know Energy are decently good, so I want them to try. I want them to try hard. So we'll clear the wave, of course. And Hub and Sushi are trying to fight in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Decoy is no longer with his world. He's getting fleeted, of course. Burned to our cribs, and he is down. He is down. And now mid lane is going to be all gone. And then another charge. There you go. Nocturne with the ulti. Pop Lawson onto the Nico. And then a little bit of charm in there. Nico escapes. She escapes. Redemption just walks away like it's nothing with a little bit of health. So NRG just fishing for a massive kill on the Redemption, and it comes up with nothing. And now Camtech Soul is going to come into play at around 18 minutes. 18 minutes! My God, this is probably the best, early games we've seen. And, by the way, the perfect game is gone. Zamudo got the kill, of course, which ended the perfect game, which is suckish. And, unfortunately, Mr. Samena is pretty much long for his world. A middle miss charm, forced to take the Sand Soldiers, of course, out of here. So a pretty mischarmed, of course, by Adam. Zamudo is the only person with a large goal lead of 1.5k at around 19 minutes. For NRG, it's not looking great right now. It is not looking brilliant. They have to do something. They have to rely on a lot of a throw by Dorado Gaming, so many in plays, or else this game is pretty much over in the next 10 to 15 minutes. That's what I'm thinking. I need to find a pick, and oh my God, there it is. But the escapability of Ari is just too much. Here comes the Blood Blossom. Stunned, just a little bit of a tip, of course, but nothing doing. Like, they got the Ari, but unfortunately, the movement of Ari is just way too much. It's like I think the team is pretty much a model movement. There, of course, the core just chopped down Serena's health to half. And now, Mr. Samuto is pretty much trapped in the tower. He is not long for this world. He is literally not long for this world. He's getting chunked, and goodbye, and a couple of places to boot. And meanwhile, Samuto is taking TP from the bot lane to the top lane. And unfortunately, he's not long for this world. He's going to be dead. And little shoulder stuff, massive shutdown onto Serena, onto the Ahri. So they're trying to redive the Zir. It did not work. A massive shutdown. And nearly put it off. Nearly put it off. So right now, 21 minutes in. Chemtech Soul is coming in the next 2 minutes. And Decoy is chunking out the damage onto some India. And trying to push the towers as much. Dorado game is in a good lead, but not a good league to make sure that this game is game breaking. We know the Inara can game break. We know the Lulu can game break. We know that, I was going to say the Rumble, but unfortunately, he getting cooked. Literally getting cooked by Lohas once again. 4-3 on the Pantheon. He's doing absolutely work on the Pantheon from minute one. He's been incredible work for the Pantheon. From like the first minute on the failed bot dive, and then the whole game snowballs. The question is, can they close it out? Energy is trying to get mid lane. Meanwhile, bot lane is strictly all on Hub. Actually, on Adam. Oh, look at the damage on the Hub. Look at the damage on the Hub. Another, True Short Barrage, chunk some of the health. They have to force the retreat. Is Energy going to go Baron here? Is there Energy going Baron? They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Right now, the big purple room is pretty much calling NRG to, come get it. And they do come in it. Now it's come to 13k damage. Now it's down to 12k damage. Unfortunately, they're not going to pull the trigger. Meanwhile, Chemtech Soul is already there. 23 minutes of a Chemtech Soul. 23 minutes! And unfortunately, the Nico Pop Blossom. Decoy just take down Zamudo. And unfortunately for Sushi, he is no longer in the world. Pop goes Sushi. True Sharper Ross on Kizno. And now that's Baron. So top lane is gone. Bot lane is gone. That is literally Baron right now. Unless Kizno can actually turn off the lights and pull up a massive steal, then Baron is going to go to Dorado. What an excellent, solid game for Dorados, first off. Excellent, solid game. And a charm by Serena. Pretty much going to end the business. They're searching for a Kizno. Brilliant work. Chunking off the remaining of the damage. Not making Kizno do anything. They came off the Baron, chunked down Kizno's damage, and pretty much get out of here. So, 25 minutes, almost 25 minutes on the clock. Dorado get the quickest soul we have ever seen, all series ever in a year, which is saying something. And here goes the precision play, of course. We see the botch dive, of course, and then Sarada just scoop up Adam like it's ice cream, and Adam is just down. But here comes the Nocturne ult. Oh, no. Lois just got out being popped. The Nico getting shut down. But I'm not sure if it matters. Here comes some charms. Here comes some damage. Speaker's no longer in his world. Between worlds. And a lot of damage being chunked. Loas is just absolutely chunking the damage. Zamudo is getting after the cook. True Shot Barrage. Goodbye, Metalulu. That ain't tasted purple. Not purple at all. As the top tower being taken down. So much damage on this team. You thought Loa had to be the biggest threat. The Israel is not a huge threat right now with 3 items. Woo. That is a lot of damage, of course, on the Israel. As we look at the replay, of course, the Pop Blossom was huge. I mean, what can you do? What can the Nocturne do? And he can't do nothing. And in the continuation fight, so much poke, True Sharp Barrage, down goes the Lulu. And yes, this is, of course, a Riot Games event. I'm not part of Riot Games, so you know, it is what it is. Low ass right now with a little bit of chunk. And they're going to call back the base 27 minutes. 2 minutes and 20 minutes until Elder. Can you believe it? 2 minutes and 20 minutes until Elder. It's a 30-minute Elder. My God, that's how dominant Dorado Gaming has been in this game. They have been. It's a 2-minute arrow, 2-minute Elder. Wow. Elder in 30 minutes. That's amazing. So, right now, of course. So, right now, the Baron is pretty much in their favor. If they wanted to take it, Dorado, they wanted to take it, of course. Look at how dark it is. Look at how really dark it is. I am not sure if anybody can step up. And Dorado's like, okay, NRG, we're going to take the Baron, and you're going to come and get it. You're going to literally come and get it. Nocturne ult is already in. Lots of ults are still in. But the damage, look at the damage on the Baron. It's just chunked in just a little bit. Not as much. Here comes the Nocturne Knight. Good night, Aurora. And that will step him away. Now it's probably a leech here. Maybe they're going to do a leech. Massive Pop Blossom! Massive Pop Blossom! Absolute Pop Blossom. Soldier will do the rest. Double killed. But a lot of kills going the other way. A massive Blood Blossom by Redemption. But unfortunately, it's only 2 for 2. And the Elder is already up. Massive Blood Blossom, of course, by Redemption. I wish I can clip that. I wish I can literally clip that and see the incredible play, of course. We cannot do that right now. We're just going to stay in the moment. Stay literally in the moment. The Elder is already up. If NRG can stall long enough, the Yunara could be good, could be something, and maybe they might need a pick. They need to take down Lohas to even get something. They need to take down the Pantheon. They are controlling this area of the jungle. It is so toxicating if you are NRG. I believe that Mr. Lohas is taking the Elder right now. He's literally taking the Elder right now. The Elder is being taken by 3 people. NRG can't do nothing. NRG literally cannot do nothing. They are literally have to say, we're going for Baron, which they do. Baron is up to the table. A couple of 100,000, 14,000, being taken by Nocturne. But unfortunately, it's just a little bit too late. You got the Baron, but unfortunately, NRG doesn't have the energy to even do anything. 2 people are down. 3 people are down. Hob is trying to poke and do something. But the big equalizer, just burn them off and let them back away. And of course, Dorado will have to take the second tier to top tower, which they do with all the crystallizations. And there you go. Now they're pushing forward into the 3rd top tier tower. They're pushing to get the top tier tower with all the minions in there. There you go. Goodbye. And Elder is up for about 90 seconds. Can NRG stall enough to get some of those picks, get a kill, of course, swing the game back in their favor? Mid tier 2 is pretty much nearly gone right now. Mid tier 2 is nearly gone right now. They're pushing into the base. They have all the minions. They might end the game right here. But I'm not sure he's going to do that. Equalizer. Here comes Nocturne Ult. And then here comes Inara. Free firing. Sarai with a big damage. Now then, here comes Inara with a huge moment. And they got to walk away. Now the chase is on. TP onto the top lane. Here comes Serrano with the Azir. Suji with a massive kill on Adam. Suji with a massive kill on Adam. They're in the pack of sardines right now. Sarada nearly got killed, and the game is stalled enough. And now with Suji, with all the Baron minions, they got a minion to the Baron minions. They're going to take the mid lane turret. Oh my God, we're in scaling territory. We're in literally scaling territory now. And Yanara have 3 items right now. 33 minutes into the game. Dorado is literally right now. They're in a winning position, but I'm not sure if it's part of winning right now. We got the scaling Nara. We got Serana. By the way, Serana has become the unsung hero of this game. 4-2 on the Azir. He's doing absolutely God's work right now. He's sweating bullets right now. The frame rate is pretty much chipping right now. Let me just pause just a little bit, get myself composure, and probably, if I can, rewind back. All right, continue. There you go. I probably got to lower down the quality, of course. Quality has to be lower for the sake of like not getting like freeze frame, of course. So I had to go to 480 and just do that. There you go. So the it's free firing right now. Samuda with a big ulti. Hob with a massive kill. Big equal. Big sun soldiers. Shut down into the Israel. Massive shutdown into the Israel. 3 for 2 right now. But unfortunately, Decoy with a massive kill. And they escape. And they all escape. But here comes Adam. Adam trying to get to the base. Adam trying to get to the base with all the minions. But they killed the minions right now. They killed the minions right now. Oh my god, what a game we have. What a game to kick off the night. Holy cow. Woo! How do you like them apples? Massive sandal, massive shuffle onto the Israel to get a kill here. Serena is literally carrying his NRG team on his back. The scaling is pretty much online. 4 items on Yanara. She's going to scale into infinity. And now the scaling is pretty much in NRG's favor. And maybe the game is pretty much in NRG's favor. If they can win the next fight, I think they might end the game. This is pretty much next fight territory. Unless Decoy might do something backdoory. But now it's taking a huddle. 20 seconds on the Elder Dragon. 20 seconds on the Elder right now. All the people all quiet on the Rift front are gonna fight for Elder right now. Little poke, little damage. Player people ARAM. Elder is up. And now he's gonna get caught! Oh my god, he got caught! Now it's down to the big Boston. Big Israel. Low with a massive kill. Take down Yanara. Hob with a massive kill onto Lopez. And now it is Dorado taking another Elder. Their second of the game. What the hell was that? Kid's now trying to get the Nocturne ult, but unfortunately it fails. It absolutely fails. And unfortunately for NRG, they cannot do nothing. Another Elder Dragon. They're now taking the mid-tier 2, mid-tier 3 tower going down right now. Inhibitors, of course. 2 inhibitors are down, but there's 4 minutes, of course. And there's 4 minutes. One more Nocturne ult. One more trying to turn off the lights, but they're going to walk away. And maybe Baron is on the table. Nocturne ult is gone. Yanara's ult is still there. Two ults to come there. Zamudo is coming back from the mid lane. Adam is trying to fish for a mid-good charm. They can't. Now another Baron. This is going to be the 3rd Baron of the game. 38-30 on the clock. Baron being taken. 8k goal lead, but I'm not sure 8k goal lead is nothing. It is basically nothing right now. It is a massive lead, but I don't show if it'll lead. All eyes on Mr. Lohas and Mr. Suja. The 2 big carries on this game. All eyes on this. Right now you're feeling if the Azir is dead, the whole game ends. Unless Mr. Sushi can still do work. He can still carry. Now they're barreling down the mid lane. Big chunk of the Israel ult. Big chunk of the Israel ult. 2 Nocturne tournaments. They're going to push with all the minions in front. Super minions in the front. Here comes the Nocturne ult. Big ult ulti. Suji with a massive kill. Suji's still alive. Suji's still alive. Don't kill Suji. Big ulti kill. Suji's still alive right now. It gets a free fire to Yanara. He was free fire to Yanara. But unfortunately it's not enough. It is not enough. 2 kills at the low end. 2 kills at the hub. And that is game. Dorado with a massive win over NRG. Holy cow. What a finish. 40-minute banger to kick off the night. Mr. Rafa indeed. Wow. I mean, wow. Oh, I think we all know what the game and the player of the game is, but my God. Lohas 10-0-7. Take a bow, my brother. You've earned the first player of the game of the night. Woo! Wow. Wow. I tell you one thing. That was something. Like, Dorado won the game, but I swear to God, this was close to nervousness as it can possibly be. Well, that is how game one ended. It was an incredible game one, to be honest. And they will. Let's just can we look at the damage? Look at the damage charts. If you look at the damage charts, I mean 20k damage, but Hob, look at that 41.3k damage. Like the Nocturne did not do nothing. For all the Nocturne, he did barely do nothing, of course. Lorax was an incredible jungler, dominated the game, of course. It was, and let's be honest, it was like a 9k gold lead. If you look at the gold graph was like, it was all in Dorado's favor. But you can look at the other times, it's like oh, NRG nearly done it. And right here, you can feel like NRG just slowly calling the game back, but it never meant to be. Dorado hold their nerve and win the game. My goodness of gracious, what a 40-minute banger, of course. What a 40-minute banger, of course. And let's just see if I have a camera, of course, and my camera just gone. Oh, my camera is gone. My camera just gone. Oh man, it's just never meant to be. It's just never meant to be, man. Sometimes you have to throw your hands up and just like, it's just never meant to be these days. It was never meant to be. We're gonna come back here. You're gonna have to see my weird. You got to see my weird face again. It is sad, but it is true. Um. Okay. Hold up. 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. See. Okay. There you go. There you go. Okay. Unfortunately, you got to see me again. I think this is gonna be pretty much the rest of the thing because right now, let's be honest, my computer is not up to scuff with like high frame rates and all kinds of stuff. This is just a Chromebook, by the way. It's not one of those high octane computers, and I don't even have like high octane monitors and all kinds of stuff. So sadly, if the camera freezes and all kinds of stuff, you just gotta see me for the rest of the night and pretty much for the rest of this until things will get better. Okay, things will get better. Okay, things will get better. So yeah, anyways, what a 40-minute banger that was. It was incredible, it was fun, it was chaotic. Dorado was a massive win against NRG, a massive win against NRG. Can they close this series out? We'll find out in a couple of minutes. I will mute myself and then come back for game two. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. All right, so game one ended. It was something. It was absolutely a banger. It was a banger game, and now it is time for us to see if Dorado can pretty much say pull the upset in game two. But we all know energy can manage something. We all know energy can make up a lot. And let's be honest, all you can say that energy did not show themselves in game one. Like that was all Dorado all the way, and it was brilliant stuff. So yeah, it was a brilliant game won by Dorado and just close out the match. It's a lot dicey, of course, but a win is a win in most of the cases. So it's now time for game two, and we got Silas in the mid lane. Yeah, Silas in the mid lane. Can you believe it? I mean, Silas is literally in the mid lane, of course. And then we got like the Caitlyn Bard, of course, facing off against the Ash Seraphine, which is like really good, like, really good, of course. And then of course you got oh my god, Syndra in the mid lane. Whoo! Syndra in the mid lane. That is something. That is absolutely something here. And you got Jarvan and Jax pretty much in the. That is absolutely something here. Oh, by the way, yeah. Oh, I will need to show the camera, by the way, to make sure that. Let's just. By the way, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. There you go. Okay, let me just see. Okay, there you go. There you go. So here's a draft, by the way. You got your Caitlyn Bard, you got your Silas in the mid lane, Vi in the bot lane, a lot of engages, of course, being taken place. Cassante in the top, of course, facing off against the classic Ash Seraphine. Your Syndra in the mid. We'll find out how Syndra is good, and of course, Kisno in the Jarvan, and Zamudo on the Jax. This is pretty much a lot of CCs. A lot of CCs. A lot of crowd controls being taken place. The Jax Counter Strike, the Jarvan Cataclysm, the Syndra Scatter of the Week, the Ash Arrow, and then you go to Seraphine Encore. You got a lot of crowd control, of course. Silas can pretty much steal a lot of crowd controls, of course. Maybe the Ash Arrow, maybe the Encore if he can try to steal it. Cataclysm if he can too. And Vi's going to have to dive in, do all the kind of stuff. Cassandra will have to be like the big mean attack he has to do, trying to engage the fights, trying to like ult in. And then Caitlyn Bard is gonna they got to have some big engages. I mean, the ball lane has to neutralize the Ash Seraphine quickly. And if Ash Seraphine just runs away with it, I just don't know if they can actually win the game. So I think that should do it. Let me just say hello to the chat real quick. Even though the chat is pretty much quiet. One day I will have like chat just spamming all over. One day the dream is not there, but it's gonna be alive. I just wishing I get a chat like spamming all over this entire thing. If that happens, I'll be cool, but we know it's not right now. Anyways, we're gonna get to the game right now. It is game 2. We're gonna find out if NRG can at least give us the 3 games, because I think NRG deserves to give us 3 games. Why not? And away we go. We get into the jungle. Oh my god, nearly dead. Nearly dead. Of course. And now Silas trying to poke around the mid lane. And now the mid lane is getting a little bit of a tussle. And we begin. Syndra is pretty much dominant mid lane. And you got to say that it's pretty much a big battle, as we've seen the runes. A lot of grabs, of course, for both players. A lot of electrocutes, a lot of triumph for the jungles. So massive, of course. And big stun. Big stun. The Ash Seraphine is doing all the work early. Meanwhile, La Jolla, who's by my MVP for the last game, is doing all the work in the Raptors. Now he's level 2 with the Raptors, and he's moving on to the blue buff. Meanwhile, Mr. Kisno is getting the red buff. So both of them are in opposite sides of the bot lane. And meanwhile, the Koi is just doing Tomoda's chunking all the work on the bot lane. It's making a little bit the Koi look miserable. Meanwhile, Samara is not looking hot right now. What can Adam gonna do? The Koi, Samoto is fighting off. And they're fighting on the top lane. Meanwhile, the Crab is gonna be pretty much belong to Kisno. I believe that Va is moving up to the top of the jungle and maybe get their Crab on their own. And now Kisno is pretty much hungry for that bot lane. He's pretty much hungry for that bot lane, but I'm not sure they're gonna take any chances. So both junglers getting a Crab each. Game is pretty much relatively even, although the push-in lanes are pretty much in favor of RG. Dorado trying to match their pushing lanes, but unfortunately, Hub is getting literally chunked right now. The heal on the Zamudo, the magical journey, but I'm not sure it's going to work. Redemption is getting poked on by... Well, Redemption getting poked on by the Ashe, and he's not looking hot. They're not looking hot right now. Meanwhile, Vi with a big ulti forced a flash onto Mr. Samaritan. Huge. If you are Vi and you force a flash, that's massive, massive for the mid lane. It's going to be a gankable lane at this point. So moves and counter moves early on, of course. 5 minutes in. Nothing too much to be killed about. Oh! Never mind! Never mind! Spica with a massive kill, of course, in the bot lane. Down goes Hub. I was saying there was not action, and then that happens. Wow. And this Ashe Seraphine bot lane is going to be absolutely turbo boosted right now. Turbo boosted. And Hub is not looking great. He's not looking at himself. Just flash his hair. Just not looking like himself. How do you make a massive kill then? Unfortunately, right now, it's a little bit battle. Cataclysm being stolen. Big Scatter of the Week being ulted. And unfortunately, Mr. Armando's not in the world. He's using Flash and feet, but Kisno with a massive kill. And now trying to take down Lohos, but unfortunately cannot do it. So NRG now have a big early lead, of course. And Kisno is pretty much not dead to rights, but pretty much going to fight for Crab. It's Kisno versus Lohas with a fight for Crab. And he's going to walk away, of course, knowing that Zamudo is there. And they'll take the Crab pretty gently. So NRG with a 2K goal lead early on, 6 minutes in. And right now, of course, Ball, of course, pushing lots of lanes. Both of them pushing lanes. NRG is pushing the lane pretty hard right now. It's looking dire. If Caitlyn Bard getting actually pushed by Ashe Seraphine is getting hard. Look at the damage. Oh, my goodness. Lots of kills need to be taken there. The Cataclysm being stolen. Kisno is doing all the work right there. I do not think Adam is going to be world being in track. Lohas being dead. And unfortunately, down goes Mr. Sados for a double kill. 4-0 and none. And it could be more. It could be more. Not too much to write home about in the bot lane. But a lot of pushing being going on. 4-0 right now. I thought after the flash being taken, it'll be a gankable lane. But unfortunately, he creates a lot of problems. And now Adam is behind the Syndra. It's not looking good right now. Meanwhile, Zamudo is taking a lot of place. And NRG is pretty much in the driver's seat. Kisno is living in the driver's seat. Got his first item, of course, up. While Vi's getting a bunch of junk. It is not looking good right now. But early days, of course, we've seen that NRG can push and make this a pretty much an awkward game, of course. Kisno's trying to do something in the jungle, and unfortunately, he's going to take the Drake. It is Cloud Drake first off. Please, Chemtech Drake being off. I do not want to see Chemtech Drake in the game. Is Chemtech Drake? Yes. So we're going to get a good Drake this time. We're going to get either Hextech, Cloud Soul, Infernal Mountain. We're going to get some good souls. Meanwhile, Kisno is not feeling good, and he's getting chunked right now. He's nearly dead, nearly half his wealth. Ash Arrow and Ancourt is being up right now. So if they wanted to pull the trigger, they might have to. Bot lane turret is getting absolutely neutered right now. But Bard has the ulti ready. Fi trying to take down Sejen, but unfortunately cannot do anything. And right now it is looking dire for the Bard ulti just forced the flash onto Soshi, and then the TLP going Adam did not do nothing. Did not do absolutely nothing. So yeah, force a flash, and then of course a TP by Dorado to get something here, get an early kill or something, but did not even work. So Dorado's playing a little bit of desperation in my eyes. And right now you have to feel like, well. It took like 4 people to take down, Kisno, but here we are, massive shutdown. Say Anna with a huge kill. And now the Ash Seraphine will have to walk away gently. So I believe, and yes, I can VOD. It's a VOD, so I can just rewind back and you can see what happened. I believe you can say that this is a fight for little raptors, of course. And unfortunately, kids don't get caught. And then a Bard ulti on court did a lot to take down Kisno. And then Adam with a huge shutdown. So Adam just slowly get back in this game, of course, with the shutdown. Speaking of Sushi, are going to walk away, of course. And objective bounty, and then, quest is being fulfilled, all but jungle quest. And Soretta is literally chucking Mr. Adam out. Going too much. 13 minutes in, as it's just objective bounties being taken. Cloud Drake is already up. Chemtech is at 90 minutes. Rift Herald is 2 minutes. And only 5 kills. And RG gets the most of them. So Energy is in a pretty good spot with a 4.3k goal lead. Meanwhile, the Jacks are just bunking onto the K1. Ball lane, but the minions are pretty much not in the favor. Oh, Ash Arrow! Encore being absolutely ultimately sniped. Taking the magical journey. He had to literally make the magical journey to avoid. That was nearly disastrous. By redemption. But it's also close to disaster in the top lane. And sadly, it'll be disaster in the bot lane because Sushi is down by Hub. So now some pressure is being relieved in the bot lane. And pretty much in the mid lane as well. As Adam nearly take down Sidnair. Now Drake is being spawned right now. And you can say that they will equalize the Drake count. They have to. And right now Zamudo is challenging Decoy to a fist fight. It's a tough one. And Loaz will take the Drake. I hope. Yes, they'll do take the Drake. And now it is Ocean Soul. Lots of healing going on. Loaz go right in and say, thank you very much. That's another kill for Adam. So now Sushi is not having a great time in the bot lane. The bot lane that was dominant early on is now taking a little bit of a backseat. And the gold is getting shrinker and shrinker. It's now 100 gold between the AD carries. So a little bit of ganking, a little bit of misplaying by Energy, and all of a sudden Dorado is slowly going back in the lead. It's now 3.2k right now. Adam's trying to chunk down, but cannot find it. Now here comes the precision play, of course, and you can see that. I think you can say that it was the temper fate of Bard. Oh, well, I was going to do my analysis, but unfortunately, Kisno just silenced me. Get another kill, of course. And yeah, now it's 2-1-2. He's 1,000. He's 1K goal up, 1.3K in both the top and the middle. Bot is literally the only thing happening right now. But unfortunately, if you look at the, oh my god, look at the damage. Oh, oh my god, he just flashpoint click goodbye hub, and the mid lane is theirs. Sushi just absolutely silenced hub. And now the game is pretty much back into NRG's control. So 2 massive kills, of course, both in the top lane and both in the mid lane, both in favor of NRG. And all of a sudden, the game is pretty much getting farther and farther ahead. 5.7K goal lead in favor of NRG. It was pretty much a 3K goal lead with some of the kills from Dorado, but now it's like crawling back to like a huge lead. And unfortunately, nearly damaged. Big encore. Sushi is down. And then Rift Arrow being used as a battle Rift Arrow, but unfortunately 2 people are going to be killed. Here's the Hatch Arrow, but unfortunately doesn't need it. Massive shutdown from the Silas. And 2 kills right back. So Dorado, turns out they can show us some hands, of course, and match 2 kills, and just bring the goal lead back down to nearly 5K. But Dorado are fighting. I give them that. "20 minutes in. Sorry about the pause. 10 seconds until Chemtech Soul. 5 seconds until Baron, which is going to be up right now. Both of the objectives are up now. And the game is pretty much even in terms of kills, but pretty much not even in terms of like gold discrepancy, as the tier 2 bot is pretty much getting chunked. And of course, Scatter the Weak got to, force to get out. NRG will take the Ocean Soul, Ocean Drake. Meanwhile, Adam was going to take mid tier 2. And Adam, and we'll have to walk away. So right now we're at the point is like the NRG comp is pretty much more favored. They have more engaged, more crowd control, and the Ash is going to be poking out. Like one big Ash arrow is pretty much change the game. But if you look at Dorado, they might, Adam might steal an ult and might turn the tables on there. It's going to be a really fascinating game. Kiso is going to be facing checking. He is going not long for this world. He's pretty much dead. Yeah, that's what happens to be face checking. And unfortunately, shut down by Mr. Adam. The kettle is whistling with excitement. Sushi with a massive shutdown of the redemption. It is literally screaming green for turning off. Okay, I'm going to turn off the kettle right now. Jesus. Calm yourself down. Okay, looks like I calmed the fan down here. Anyways, back to the game. So right now you are looking at an even game state, but 3.3K in NRG's favor is pretty much a telling factor because 1.9K is going to the top lane. In fact, 2K going to the top lane at 0-0-0. Besides, we already seen a 0-0 game just today, of course, in the LPL between Nip and IG. Nip and IG. Of course, I already saw like a 0-0 game already. So shout out to the Esports Garage, of course, for showing us the 0-0 games do matter. 0-0 games do matter, everybody. And unfortunately, Sarada is going to be pretty much close to dead. Massive Ash Arrow, but unfortunately, they're not looking hard right now. Encore being taking place. Another Encore being taken. Shuji is doing absolutely damage right now. Nobody's talking about the Ash as much, but he's just free-firing damage and taking 2 kills. Now Baron on the table, and I think NRG will take it. Well. Unless Loas could do the absolute big steal, which he might. Kisno is not doing well. Lower damage. He's seeing it. He's seeing it. He's seeing the open charge, and unfortunately, he's getting blasted, and that is Baron. That is Baron. Two massive kills. I mean, the footwork. I mean, you have to say the footwork by Mr. Kisno to avoid all of that damage, and just like incredible, absolutely incredible. Let's VOD it again. Let's just look at it again. Let's look at it again. Look at this. He got airborne, of course, flashed. Like he nearly died. Like, how did he manage to not get killed? And so did Kisno, of course. He got ultied, big, scattered away, weak, and then now Sushi just firing all the damage. All the damage. That's a massive, massive team fight win in favor of NRG. Massive team fight win. The movement, the feet work onto Serena. I think it was like, if he's dead, the whole game would be favor on Dorado. I think Dorado wouldn't take Baron. But instead, NRG will take Baron, and I'm smelling the game 3 at this point. Ash arrow being missed through the uprights, as I said in American football. And now mid-tier 2 is now gone. And they might get to think about getting Ocean Soul next, or Ocean Soul Point next. And right now, Kazante is not looking tanky at this point. And now Vi's going in, and unfortunately, that's a horrible idea. That's a really horrible idea. Sushi is on a rampage, big stun, and unfortunately, this is like pretty much, Dorado's cooked right now. Dorado's literally cooked right now. They got the Baron up minions. Kisno getting in right there, and the encore is pretty much smelling your demise. Unfortunately, there won't be an encore today for Dorado, which means this game is pretty much wrapped up. And unlike the last game, which took us 40 minutes, it took us about 26 minutes and a dominant performance to send us into game 3. I have to say, Sushi is my MVP for this game. And he's going to get one more killed. Yeah, they're going to kill him speed, of course. 6, 3, 7 in favor of the Ash. Yeah. I think Sushi deserves my MVP for this game. Wonderful stuff on the Ash. Yeah. So that is game 2. NRG just do God's work, and now we get ourselves to game 3, which is absolutely fun for us and fun for me as well. Listen. We've been waiting for a game 3 in a long time. So the fact we have a game 3, of course, is amazing. And yeah, great stuff by NRG coming back after what happened in game 1 and just absolutely just pounding them, of course. And never let go. And they never let go of that lead. They got a huge goal lead early and just never let it go. It was a little dicey in some parts, but I think they did well. So now we get to game 3, of course. And right now it's pretty much anyone's game. It's pretty much anyone's game at this point. I'm still saying that NRG is going to win. We don't know what Dorado is going to do, of course, in this game 3, but I hope it'll be so much fun. So I think it's time for me to, make some tea and then come back and get to game 3, of course. We got like one more series, of course, in the books. Let's see. We got one more series in the books, guys. We got one more series in the books. So, we got one more after this. So don't go anywhere. Stick around and come back for game 3. Well, welcome back, everybody. We'll get a comment. Actually, I think it was my comment. Yeah. Oh my god, I tricked myself. I'm so triggered myself, man. I'm so triggered, damn it. Okay, anyways, let's get to game three. NRG just dominated game two like it's nothing. The Ash Seraphine once again dominated the game, and it was pretty much a nothing burger. As you can see the damage, and you can see the damage in the graph chart, it was pretty much. Hold up, let me just. I think I go on the break. Yeah, they go on the break. You can see the damage charge. Of course, Suche doing an absolute damage, 24.4k on the champions, and yeah, just absolutely overwhelmed the entire team. Like not even Amuno with a 16.5k damage can do much. And the gold grab was kind of like in petering out, and it was all NRG. Little wobble and down there, but it was all NRG from the beginning to the end. They did it in 26 minutes, and now we get to game three. We are straight into game three. No respite or anything like that. We're going straight to game three. So we got Ziggs in the comp. Woo, that'd be fun. We got the Jace, we got the Scion, we got the Azir, the Alistar with the Varus. Alistar Varus in the mid lane. That'll be sorry. Alistar Varus in the bot lane. That'll be absolutely fun. Sion's probably gonna be a top lane. Jace is gonna be at least mid lane. And I think it'll be a Malphite jungle. And Ornn is gonna be picked here, which means it's gonna be a Recon Silver bot lane with a Ziggs mid lane and a Zinjao jungle. Yep, I think I got it right. And we got Sorane playing Jace mid lane. That'll be fun. Kisno in the bot lane and Zamudo with the top lane. I think this is pretty much like you got two tanks in the front line. Two beefy tanks. Well, three tanks, of course. You got, the Alistar, the Malphite, and the Scion. They got two engagers, of course. Three, by the way, three tanks and three engagers. I mean, three tanks that are engagers. And Spica and Kisno and Zamuda. They're going to go in, they're going to engage, they're going to have some really hard time. Silver will have to play a lot of late game and a lot of tank bursts in order to do that. Ziggs, I'm not sure. He's going to be pretty much like pushing towers, of course. But it didn't build like magic resist and all the armor. I don't think it'll do anything like that. Decoy will have to like build items. Got to be a solid tank. He's probably the only solid tank. And I think via Zinjo, you got to be in one of those primary engages. I think he and Redemption are pretty much the only primary engages, of course. And yeah, this might come down to like probably the top, probably the bot lane again, but mostly like in the mid lane. And this is going to be where the challenge will lie. So with that being said, I think it's time for us to get to game three. The first game three of the entire week 2, not week 3. Week 3 is already broadcast. This is just me commentating on week 2 games. You see the title? Cringe commentary week 2 games. That's it. No week 3 games, not yet. Maybe I do one, of course, when the time allotted, but no game 3, no week 3 cringing yet. And unfortunately, they'll be cringing for Hub as he getting chunked early, of course, both by the Alistar. Alistar is doing all the work early, pounding and button heads and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so Redemption and Hub are doing all the work so far. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Serrata is just doing the work. So give me a series recap. Dorado with an absolute brilliant game by La Joyas on the Pantheon was brilliant. It was a little touch and go, of course. The energy was thought they're going to win it, of course, with the scaling. But it was enough 40-minute win. And then energy just took care of business. Suche just absolutely being the main force with all the damage. Dominated that ball lane, dominated the game, and won it in 26 minutes. So we're at even point. And right now, Zamudo and Decoy are not having a great time in the top lane. Both of them trading, as per usual. And by the way, we've got a conductor Ornn. Shout out to Mr. Captain Flowers, of course, in there. Just inspired the idea, of course. I think he pitched the idea in 2022 Worlds. I think he did pitch the idea in 2022 Worlds. And now it comes to fruition, which is like absolutely amazing to see the community base of League of Legends come together and just make a design like this. So it's incredible. So shout out to Mr. Flowers if he's watching this, of course. If he's not, hi, Mr. Flowers. Mackie here, and hopefully you're probably seeing this stream. And if you don't, you're probably going to see this view in the VODs. And unfortunately, Mr. Alistair is just doing all the work, making Speaker. He's doing all the work here, trying to force something. And Speaker doing it once again. And unfortunately, the damage is too much. And unfortunately, First Blood went into Sushi and nearly a second blood. Nearly a second blood to redemption. So Sushi with the First Blood. And man, Speaker's just been annoying on the bot lane. Constant headbutting, constant poking, constant engaging, and then it leads to our First Blood to Sushi. And unfortunately, Samuda with a hammer, and he's getting chunked right now. Getting absolutely chunked. Both are playing their grabs. Jungler, Keystone is playing with Electrocute. And then Fleet onto Sarada. And he got Ari onto support. And yeah, Samuda is really, really making this hard on Decoy. He's making this really hard on Decoy. And he got flashed! And down goes the Owen! Yeah, Samuda just really giving them the business. Speaker's going to be mincemeat, but flashed away, of course. And I believe the Mountain Drake is going to go into Dorado's favor. So a solo ball in the top lane in favor of Zamudo. It's not looking good for Owen right now. It's not looking good for Decoy. And once again, we see Speaker being an absolute nuisance. This time, more damage onto Hub. But I'm not sure if no more damage onto Hub is enough. And Tsuji with a snipe from downtown! Goodbye, Hub, and goodbye, Redemption. This bot lane is toast with the help of Kizno. Once again, just like the second game, the bot lane is pretty much all in favor of NRG. It is 4-0 early on in 6 minutes. Like they're trying to do something. The TP for Redemption is kind of not great, but it will pretty much kill off. But a big headbutt, massive kill onto Serana, and now it's hell in a handbasket. 6-0, 1.1k. In the bot lane lead, it's not looking good. Like, the Redemption actually sucks. They're trying to get onto Kizno right now. If they get on Kizno, they might get Drake in Hallelujah. But the big headbutt on Speaker. And then the massive damage, of course. Suchi's on a killing spree with Serana. And now it's looking absolutely dire right now. It is looking really, really dire. You have to pray for Sivir to scale. But I don't know if Sivir scaling is going to be enough. But Speaker, pretty much from the beginning, just poke and making the bot lane look miserable. He is the driving force of this team. 5, 0, 0, and 5. Like, I know Suchi's getting the love, of course, but Speaker's doing all the work, of course, in that bot lane. And Hob is trying to do something, of course, and unfortunately, he's getting ulti, and I cannot believe it. Oh, another kill onto Sushi. Sushi is getting killed right now. Hob is not having a good time. Speaker is trying to do something, oh god. He will dance away, but unfortunately getting bumped by Speaker, and Sushi is unstoppable. 5-0-2 in a space of 7 minutes. My good and mighty, this is not looking good. This is not looking good right now. They now have to pray for a miracle right now. This bot lane is absolutely cooked right now. And when you look at the precision play, of course, you see that the arrows, the E, and then the downtown, and the flash. Oh my god, why did he have to flash? He just flashed right into his death. Just look at it again. Just look at it again. Little E, little Q, and he just flashed. He just flashed right into his death. So he just lost the flash and his death in one fell swoop. That's just absolutely horrible that's just absolutely horrible. And now it's 8-0 within a space of 8 minutes and 32 seconds. That's just unbelievable. 1.4k goal lead in the ball lane, 1k in the top lane. It is a mess. It is a mess. You have to pray for mistakes by NRG and the scaling of Sivir to even do nothing. But even then, I just don't know. Sign's going to get tanky. Malphite's going to get tanky. You know, Speaker's pretty much a tank already. It is not looking good. It is not looking good at all. And the first Drake is taking place at around 9 minutes. And no, that's not a tower. I thought it was his first. I thought it was a second in there. I thought it was a second tower, but it's not. And Kizno will get the Mountain Drake. I wish it would be Mountain Drake because I'm not sure they can take you any other tanks. But now Hextech is now going to be in the next table. So we might get Ocean. We might get, Infernal, of course. But at this point, we're just thinking to yourself, I'm not sure if Dorado can do anything. It is looking dire right now. This bot tower is pretty much gone in the next couple of minutes. Redemption has to do something. Hob has to do something. And they have to clear the ways, but the poke and the brute force is just too much. Look at the gold graph. Almost 2K in the ball lane. 2K in the ball lane in 10 minutes. This is horrible. The core had to do something, of course. Battle's Breath. Trying to clear the wave. Pretty good stuff. And the arrow is just too much for them. He's already got his first item already. It's Yumi's Ghost Blade, by the way. And by the way, yes, I kind of know some items because I play Wild Rift, and I also play Varus on Wild Rift. So my knowledge of it it's not as strong, but it's there. And the E is up. Oh, so many damage, of course. Speaker just headbutts and just saying, right back at you, mate. And unfortunately, Kisno is just destroying Adam. 6 is gone. And the mid lane turn is soon to be gone as well. It's 9-0. It is disastrous right now. Absolute disastrous right now. Oh, and a near recall take by Redemption. Nearly makes it a recall. And now, with the Sign ulti coming in, Hob is no longer in his world. He flash in, big hammer, and I think he's dead. I think Hob is dead, forced to flash out. My God almighty, this is not looking good for Dorado. This is not looking good for them. You see the confidence is growing with energy in this series. Yes, game 1 happened, but it almost feels like Dorado won this game by proxy. And then energy just show up and show us why they're like the best team in tier 2 besides Maryville. I think it's going to be Maryville and NRG. 1 and 2 is going to be pretty tough. And right now, I feel like, oh God, here comes Bouncy Castle and 2 kills, of course, in the top lane. And now the top lane is gone. 11-0 in 13 minutes. This is just a disaster right now. It is a 7K goal lead at 13 minutes. And Sion is just literally in between turrets. He's literally in between turrets. This is just absolutely sad right now. Well, Loas is trying to do something, but there's no Raptors in there. Like Zamodo is right between 2 turrets. He just absolutely give no Fs. Right now, we're at a dire situation. We're in a literal dire situation. And then Decoy trying to build up behind him. And then meanwhile, he's getting damaged by Serana. So I believe that's the first item being taken. No, not yet. But here comes Hextech Drake. It's going to be taking place. And with their dominance right now, they should take the Drake easily. Although they might going to do something here. And unfortunately, oh Jesus. Force. The win becomes lightning on the Loas. And I think that's Drake for NRG. They're just so far ahead right now in this game. This is almost like the same thing as Dorado did in game 1, but even worse. And now it is Chemtech Drake, which I think it's a good news for Dorado. But even then, I'm just not sure considering the circumstances. That's another tower down, of course, in the ball lane. That's 2 towers to none. The only thing that's not a perfect game is the Grubs. That's it. Just the Grubs are the reason. Look at the total gold. Shoji is a total gold. Zamuda with a total gold, of course. I am going to get this up into 720 range so you can see some of the high definition stuff. There you go. And now some clearance is going in. And ooh, Serrano's not long for his world. Loas is there, but he's sneaking on the bush. He's getting chunked right now by Kisno. Kisno's having a fist fight. Big ulti, big good TC, and goodbye, Suchi with another kill. And now Speaker is going around and around in the mid lane. He's doing whatever they want. They're literally doing whatever they want. They're in 2 turns. But unfortunately, they just pushed too far. Big CC'd, big shutdown coming. Big Zig shutdown, of course. On to Zamudo. So they take a little too far, of course. And they get shut down. The first kill of the game. And that's massive. But it kind of relieves the pressure, of course. So that was Spica and Zamudo trying to field themselves, and it didn't work. But consider they have a 8K goal lead, I think like I can forgive them. But Hub is now 0-4 and like, oh my lord, this is not looking good. And now Rift Heaven's going on to NRG. So 18 minutes in, they're just dominating the game at this point. If Dorado cannot do something, this game might be over in like 8 minutes or such. That's how brutal this game is. I think objective bounties are in the game right now. I think I see objective bounties. There are objective bounties? Yeah, there's objective bounties. Objective bounties is about 18 minutes. Oh my god, this is so sad. 18 minutes objective bounties. That's just how really far off this game is right now. And Spica is absolutely annoying right now. And look at the damage onto Sushi. Redemption coming in, getting poked, and Serrato's getting also poked, of course. And right now, I just don't know what to do. They're stuck in their tier 2 towers and then nothing can do. Samuda's doing the damage. And now the tier 2 and now the tier 2 mid lane is gone. All the tier 1 mid lanes are gone. So just absolute domination within 20 minutes. And Serrato getting the tower, of course. Samuda's falling around the minions. I just don't know what did Dorado do? You just have to pray for Silver to get items, and then maybe you have a shot. But even then, it's just nothing right now. There's literally nothing you can do. This game is pretty much bleeding 2.8K on the bot lane, and you got 1.5 onto the jungle, and yeah, that's what happens. The beefy crowd control of this team is just too much. And now Decoy's dead once again. Mid tier 2 is pretty much gone. Shelly charge. And maybe another charge on to the second tier. There we go. Another one. And then Kizo is just so tanky they can do whatever it wants. Although they can take down Spica, which they do. Low has with a big kill into Spica. Massive shutdown, but again, nothing you can do. Just Spica. That's it. Just a support. They're going to take the third Drake. It is now Drake's soul point at 21 minutes. I know it's Chemtech soul, but even then, that's just a lot of tenacity and healing and shielding for 60%. And with those tanks, that's a lot. So there's a lot of moves people NRG, but just look at them. Just absolutely dominate them. If this was like 2013 League of Legends, it would forfeit right now, but they got to have to stay strong. Got to save their mental. And they're trying to get Baron. Oh, Redemption. Jesus. He's getting cooked right now. Sushi is legendary. 8-0-3. Spica's having a wonderful game. Let's be honest. Spica's having a wonderful game right now. The way he started this entire game, poking around in the bot lane, not allowing the bot lane to even settle, and then making play after play after play. He was the MVP, of course. And now the Baron is trying to be taken. And look, who's going to kill those damages? Who's going to kill them? No one to damage the tanks. No one is literally damaging the tanks. Like, look at them. They just escape with their health bots. So Moore just killed Lohaz again. Like, where's the damage? Where's the beef? Like, there's no one to damage the tanks. No one. It is absurd. Absolutely absurd. 23 minutes in. The Baron has been stalled, but that's only the good news. That's literally only good news. Sadly, will have to shift my way to 480 again because of the frame rate. And there you go. And now the Baron's being taken by NRG, and I just don't know if they can do anything. Low has just responded up, but they're going to need a steal, of course. And Look at him. Look at the poke. Look at the tankiness. Look at how big it is. Massive ulti. Massive ulti. It's a bounce house here. It's a crazy, massive bounce house. It is the crazy digital circus, and you are all their victims. Triple kill the Sochi, Ace, and Baron. Yeah. Yeah, Paimon is not pleased about that one. She is not going to be back in the bouncy castle anytime soon. Maybe Jack do, but not Paimon. No way. It's looking over. It's looking over right now. Because I don't think nobody can kill the tanks. Like, everybody just so tanky right now. From the Scion to the Malphite to Spica. And look at this. Oh, my goodness. There's just no escape. That's just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful synergy. From the Zamudo. And then, of course, the Spica. And it just nothing can do. Just nothing. Massive crowd controls. I said, of course, in the draft, the tankiness and the crowd control of this team will be massive, and there's nothing you can do. And once that first kill falls from the bot lane, and once the solo lanes in Zamudo, it just snowballs to oblivion. It's just, there's nothing you can do. Just nothing you can do. It's absolutely dire right now. And there goes the inhibitor, 26 minutes in. I said this game might be over in 8 minutes. If this game is in dire, it's pretty much 8 minutes right now. They might take Chemtrack if they have to. Or they can just continue with the push. And oh, Jesus. Look at Redemption. Redemption is not long for this world. He's again absolutely cooked on those pokes. The damage is just too much. And even the Jace's damage is too much. They will take the bot tier 3 turret. And now both inhibitors are gone. All 3 inhibitors are gone. They might want to end the game if they have to. I mean, they have all the tanks and all the Baron minions. There's nothing you can do about it. Big ulti right there. Bounty House cancel. Serrano kills all the tank. And now, hang on. Law has to have something to say about it. Laws may have something to say about it. They might want to talk away, but they need more. They need to have more. More for the Blood Gloves. Massive shutdown onto the Sivir, and now the game stalls. But unfortunately, it's just too much. Oh, Kisno, what an absolute unstoppable beast. Take down the Sivir, and the game will stall. So the good news is, at least you can say the Baron push is stopped, but the bad news is Chemtech Soul is there, and it will take their time and just cross the I's, dot the T's, and get a massive series win. So, Loas, stop the push for now. Stop all the damage, which is actually good news, but there's like 3 minutes above all the inhibitors coming around. And now it's Chemtech Soul with all the tenacity and shield. It's going to be too much for them to handle. I said the only way this game will be still there is Sivir's going to have to be the shining light. 1, 6, and 2. She has 3 items and the Lord Dominix, which is going to burst out a lot of tanks, but I'm not sure it's going to burst out a lot of tanks, of course. And here comes the Ornhorn. Knock up on 3. There's the knock up, of course, and now goes Sivir. And now goes pretty much all your other team. And now Serrana is going to do all the work. Suji with a double kill, and that's the game. Good night, Irene. That is the game in the series to the NRG. Game 1 was pretty much a long-winded win for Dorado, but game 2 and 3 was all NRG from the start. A massive congratulations to Spica. He's my game 3 MVP. He was brilliant on the Alistar from start to finish. And yeah, a massive difference. I think I might gonna give it to Spica, but if they don't, I will give it to Spica anyways. He was brilliant on the Alistar. It was brilliant in the ball lane from the start. 0, 1, and 22. He was brilliant. And Suchi gets a lot of kills, but I think you said the support deserves a lot of love. He was brilliant, and NRG will win the series 2-1, and will move up into the standings. Brilliant stuff, of course. And the goalie never sways. Like, look at the damage. Like Ziggs did all the damage, but even then, the team had no damage. Like, none of them did any damage. So, who was my player of the game? I think you could give it to... Oh, I think they give it to Zamudo as the MVP. They have a conversation with Zamudo, by the way. Let me just see. I'm just trying to check who is my MVP. Also, shout out to Zamudo, man. Give him credit, of course. The guy got kicked out of Lion by not in his own accord because of all the visa issues. came back and actually played a phenomenal game. He was the MVP of this game. He was MVP. I think he was. I think he deserved an MVP shout. I believe that Speaker deserves some more, but I think you can say that I think Zamudo deserves some more. He was brilliant on his Scion, did massive knockups, managed to snowball the game with his first kill. 5-1-8. I think he deserved it. So I'll go with Zamudo here. I would love to get Speaker, but you know what? I think Zamudo deserves some love. Yeah. He's doing God work so far in this NLCL. Trying to, get a call up from one of the LCS teams to see if any LCS team will pick him up, saying that, hey, I did not get what I want because of circumstances that is not in my control, but now I'm here right now and trying to see if I can make my claim. And I hope he'll make his claim, of course. So that concludes the NRG versus Dorado series. Exciting game one. I apologize and a half. Yeah, I apologize. I'm sorry. Sorry that I have to do the whole call in on the non-descriptancy, but the game. Listen, even if I show you the game was pretty much done. I just gave you some radio commentary on my end, so sorry about that. I didn't show you any visuals or anything. Even if I do that, I feel like this game was pretty much a losing effort for Dorado. All the same, it was never going to be an easy game. So it's time for me to give up my 3 stars of the series, my team of the series, and now we're on to the second series. So let me just do that right now. There you go. Okay, so my 3 stars. So the 3 stars of the week, 3 stars of the series I'm gonna go with Sushi, but I think I gotta say, Speaker deserves some love. I think you say that Sushi was amazing in that series, especially in game 2, and he is my first star of the entire game. 24, 10, and 20. And then my second star is going to go into, you know what? Let me not make a mistake. Let me just not make a mistake and just type this in. There you go. So make sure. There you go. My first star is going to go to Sushi. My second star is going to go to, I think, Speaker. I think Speaker's support performance was brilliant in the last 2 games, especially on the Alistar. 2, 7, and 41, which is going to round up to 6.1. I'm going with 6.1. 6.1. Oh, they haven't got that. Okay. And then for my third star, I'm going to go over to Sayonara. Oh, Sayonara. 14. 14, 3, and 19. Yeah. And unfortunately, somebody had to be the team of the series, which I'm sorry to be the bearer of the bad news. I think it's going to be either Adam or Decoy one. I think I'll go with Decoy one. Jesus, not a great top lane performance. And he was not game one. I think he was fine in game one, but just not good enough. And then the games 2 and 3 was like absolute crapshoot. So 2, 10, and 7 with a 0.9 KDA. All right. And that concludes the first game, of course. NRG with a massive win, a massive comeback, of course. It's kind of like the same thing from the last series, of course, coming back from the win. Now we got Winthrop versus Apex Mission Impossible. And Mission Impossible will have to, lick their wounds and try to find a way to, bounce back. And here we are with the lineups of Winthrop. As you can see, we got Denethor, Wilson, and Zach, and Mobility and Kim down for Winthrop University, fresh off of getting their ass whooped by Maryville University in the Division 1 Finals. They need to bounce back, of course. And meanwhile, the lineup for Apex Mission Impossible is the same from yesterday: Abra, Bio, Retrozing, Baz, and Protoss. And you can see the little head-to-head between the supports. Kindown did incredibly work in the supports. It's early days. The numbers did not show much, but it's kind of early days. So let me just make sure I don't make a mistake again. Okay, there you go. So, yeah. So sorry about what happened in Game 3. Did not show you all of it, but even then, I don't think there's nothing to show about it. This was an absolute ass whooping from like the 5th minute onwards. I would have loved to show you, but it would have been ugly. It would have been ugly. Guys, I shield you from Game 3 for the children's viewing, okay? That Game 3 should not be shown to children, okay? Just save you all the horror. Anyways, we're on to the game. On to Game 1 between Apex Mission Impossible and Winthrop University. We got the H-Well Bard, we got the Rise, Nocturne, and the Abessa. Lots of global ultimates, of course. You got the Israel ult, the Bard ult, the Temper Fate, and you got a Nocturne turn on the lights, and then the Rem ult, of course, from the Rise. And then you got Abessa with a lot of engages. In fact, you got 2 engages on the Abessa and the Nocturne. Facing off gets a quirky Nami, which is a classic, and then the Azir, and then the Jax, and of course the Xin Zhao, which is going to be a lot of engages, lots of engages, not much tankiness to go through all, so there's going to be a lot of fighting to be taking place. And now it is time for us to go to the Rift for a second game of the night and the second series overall between, Winthrop and Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible needs to bounce back, of course, after that series loss. Okay. And so far, Mr. Ardardo is not doing well against Denethor. Here are the runes for both teams. Winthrop just coming back from a long absence. Losing in the Division 1 title to Maryville University and get crushed because of it. Also, shout out David Shiner for actually streaming the game and co-streaming that series. And yeah, it was an absolute beatdown by Maryville University, which, let's be honest, Maryville University are pretty much the top class in the NACL so far, along with NRG. I think I have those 2 in my top 2, again, unless otherwise. But Winthrop, after that loss, they need to bounce back quickly. Apex did not have a great time yesterday, did not have a great showing yesterday against CCG, and just needed to bounce back and do more better. They need to do more better. So the guy need to bounce back. And the guy need to bounce back against a really motivated Winthrop University. So both teams are here in this series to try to prove themselves wrong. So a lot of poke going in. Meanwhile, Bio is trying to do something in the bot lane, but unfortunately will not do anything. And the bot lane being the bot lane, and unfortunately Wilson is just absolutely poking, slow down him, and he's in real big trouble. He's in mighty big trouble. Unless they can turn around and do something here. Yes, they do. It's going to be really tight for first blood, but the Nocturne will get the first blood, of course, and then even more trouble in the bot lane. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. Nami is pretty much fish food. came down with a massive kill on the Protoss. 2 kills to Winthrop University so far, and it's not been great. Meanwhile, on the top lane, lots of action on the top lane right now. Dianto is trying to do something into Artinio, and now Dianto is doing all the damage. Jax is getting chunked in. Waves are being pushed in. He is going to be pretty much dead to rights to the next time that I'm asking, unless he can do something about it. And level 6 is pretty much close in favor of Dianto's favor. And I think Dianto will get level 6 before him. He's going to get a massive ult, and it's going to be trouble for Jax. So first 2 kills, of course. And, Zach with a lot of chunk onto Retro Zing. And now, of course, the jungle is getting into trouble. And now Pop, of course. And now, of course, we gotta have to poke a lot of damage. Poke. It is 10 p.m. Eastern time, of course. I'm streaming, of course, at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Welcome, everybody. In case many people missed it, 2-1 in favor of NRG. Dorado with a really tense game 1 victory, but NRG was just too much for them, and they won the series. So it is what it is. Now Winthrop with the pressure on the bot lane, and all the other lanes are going to take the dragon. It is now 2 hours since the stream has started, maybe more. And Diador is trying to do something in the mid lane, and both of them are poking damage. Oh, turn off the light and say goodnight. Zach just absolutely sent Retro Zing into the nightlife, and not the good kind. Another kill on to Wilson. He's now 1-0-2 on the Nocturne. And unfortunately, for Mr. Ondor, he's not having a good time in the top lane. I believe there's a chance that Diador might kill him, but the wave is just not looking great. He's got to try. And unfortunately, he's going to walk away. So close on the kill of Jax. But it's not going to meant to be. And the lead, that's a big comment, of course. That's a big ulti on the Israel. So close to that kill. And now Bard is just poking on the damage. Support will come back, of course. Meanwhile, Void Grubs are being spawned. And here we go. And I think it's oh, so close, so close. Well then, 9 minutes in, 3 kills to none on the Winthrop, and once again, Jax is looking worse for wear right now. I have a feeling that Diador is gonna kill Arito at some point, and then there it is. Solo bolo onto Diador. Land the Abyssal ulti right on cue. It's just nothing that Jax can do. So yeah, Diador just dominating the top lane so far. Almost 1,000k gold lead. And yeah, this Jax is pretty much doomed. So Winthrop dominating the early game. Pretty much from the start. And unfortunately, Mr. Protoss has to force the bubble because, of course, he's getting chunked. Now the bot lane is pretty much pushed in. All that poke, all that annoyance is pretty much going to be too much for them. So does the Rise. And, Bard just ulti out there. Just go to a different world. And, trying to be a nuisance. And right now it's a 3.2k gold lead. Bot is not that much in the big goal lead. Retro Zing is... Oh! Lordy! Another solo kill for Diantor. He is really cooking on your best right now. Wrath is met with wrath. And unfortunately, Jax is feeling it right now. 2 massive solo kills on the top lane. It is not looking good right now. It is not looking good. And this, I bet, is going to be a massive problem later on. For now, it's Winthrop taking the dragon. But right now, it just feels like this Umbessa is going to be a massive headache. It's a massive, massive headache. I'm not sure if Jax wanted to go there. So let's just look at the replay, of course. Let's just go to the replay and just... Oh! Woo! Yeah, amazing ulti. Meanwhile, the Knights are being turned out. Temper Fate on the tower. I don't think there's nothing you can do unless you can get a kill back, but goodbye, Protoss. And now, goodbye, Mr... Oh! Get 1 for 1 on the Bass. Massive shutdown on the Nocturne. So, by the way, massive shutdown. Huge. On to Apex Mission Impossible, but even then, it's only a slight relief. Nothing too much to go on. It is still a massive 4.7k gold damage. And now the first tower is being taken. Theodore is absolutely fed. 2.4k gold lead and 2 solo kills. She is going to be a beast. She is hungry like a wolf, as the Duran song said. Right now, of course. So we're in a lull state right now, but not for long as the bot tower is being taken down. And right now, if you're Apex Mission Impossible, this is like, here we go again. It's not looking great. Meanwhile, I think it's looking great with the shuffle, of course. Temper Fate's getting tailed him. Wilson with a massive kill. That Temper Fate was absolutely beautiful on the board. Saves his bacon, and now is going to get 2 kills on the flyer. Bayou's pretty much going to be dead to themselves, and now Theodore with another kill. My goodness. Winthrop just run the whole game. That's an amazing ball ult. An amazing ball ult by Kim Down. Saving Zach's bacon and force a kill, of course. And now Theodore is just literally toying Jax right now. He is literally giving Jax the worst time of his life. Almost 3k on the top lane. If I see a top lane with 3k gold lead, you know it's a problem. You know it's a problem. 9-1, 15 minutes in the game. It's just not looking good right now. It's just not looking good right now. And no, Theodore. He's still alive, still full health. And now Jax has the force to, recall, and he's got nothing else to do. What can he do? That's a second tower being down. He's now taking 2 towers to none. It's just, he's not having a great time. This Jax is not having a great time right now, and I can't blame him. Meanwhile, Rift Herald is going to be taking place. And, Apex is here for a fight. But unfortunately, Wilson will take the damage. And now Camtech Soul is going to come in. If I Camtech Soul point at 60 minutes in, it's going to come in. And unfortunately, Amen is just... Oh, Jesus. Amen. Jesus. Retro Zing. Oh, Retro Zing. He's better have to do something. He's got ult. He's got a 0 ult, but that's just too late. Zach with another kill. And now bot lane turret is gone. And it's not looking great. It's not looking great right now. It's probably going to be another time to cover your eyes if you are an Apex Mission Impossible fan. It's not looking great right now. And now mid-turn is gone. And now Kim Down is pretty much going poked. But unfortunately, he's got to force a flash. No one is in the CLD. There's only 4 people in the top lane. They're going to take mid and bot tier tower for free. They're taking all the gold and getting all of them for free. It's not looking great at all. That's another tower being down. And I think mid-turn is pretty much going to be down too. Oh my goodness, Apex, this is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster right now. There's nothing you can do about it. Of course, Chemtech Soul is coming in 4 minutes, but even I don't know if Chemtech Soul is going to save them. I mean, Apex. And he's going to get poked, but I just don't know what he can do. Dieto is looking dangerous. Almost 4K goal lead, of course. And shutdown and Bezel will be the only saving grace, but even then, I'm not sure it is the only saving grace. With Zach doing all the damage, and then, of course, Wilson is doing all the damage with the Nocturne. It's just too much. Look at the gold. Look at the damage he has. 15.7k damage. Like almost double of what was of what Zach done. He just took over the game from the minute it went go. The minute it went go. Now Baron is already up. And Skull Crab is going to be taking care for all the vision. And nearly temper fate onto Protest. He's probably going to be dead to rights if he does. And oh, no. This Corky is all alone. What is the Corky doing? He's getting poked. And now the mid lane is gone. Oh, nearly an ulti. Nearly sent him to dead to rights. But it will protect the tier 3 mid lane, which is only the saving grace, of course. It'll save them. Jax is trying to, like, do something here. Ramwood. Oh, my goodness, he escaped! He escaped! Oh, that is so tilted if you're Apex. So tilted. He literally escaped. And, of course, the shutdown goes on to, so he got shut down anyways. Mobility with another kill. So that's, 2 kills. Well, Zach is dead. I mean, he was going to be dead to rise anyways. But even still, that is just not enough. Bio would have killed, and then he got killed back by Mobility. And now Mobility is now on the charge, 1.5k. And he's like, yeah, it's looking dire. It is a 9k goal lead at 21 minutes. It's not looking great. Also, Diador with the most gold, of course. I mean, what can you do? What can you absolutely going to do right now? And right now, the doctor just turned off the lights, and I don't know if there's anything to do about it. Bio is just gone down by the support. That's how you know this game is bad right now. And they're going to chase and trying to chase, but unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. Zach is going to come in, trying to do some damage, but unfortunately, he cannot do that. But they'll take the Baron. Why not? Winthrop is just so far ahead, he can take Baron. Let's be honest, I got nothing else to talk about. Listen, this competition just dominates you. I think Diador with his first kill. It's like the bot lane just sets this whole thing up, and then Diador with so much damage on the Jax early on. Just poking and constantly damage it, and then once you get the first blood, it's just a train. It's just a train that keeps going and going and going. Unless you're Denzel Washington trying to unstop the train, I don't think you can do anything. So this is pretty much hell in a handbasket. It's pretty much going to be over at this point. And now Chemtech Soul is being taken place. 24 minutes in. It is looking dire right now. Unless you can say that Winthrop has to throw the miracle in all throws. I just don't see it. And I don't know where the scaling come from. This Corky is not doing anything much. And, Retro Zing, once again, having a stinker of a game. And now Ambassador is going 1v3 against everybody. He's taking all comers. Wilson taking Protest again. And he can say, sure, kill the Ambassador, but we're going to take the base into the game. She's not dead. And, oh, my God, nearly done it. But that were 3 people on the top of the base with all the Baron of minions. I think it might end the game right there. Yes, congratulations. You killed the Ambassador, but at what cost? It does not cost you the game, of course. So they will, scurry on back and just relieve their pressure and live to fight another day. But they would have gone back for more. They got Baron of minions. And now they got stunned. Magical Journey in and out. Meanwhile, Zach was probably going to take the top tier 3 tower, which they'll do with all the cannon of minions. Oh, pretty much stop Retro Zing in his tracks. And I think they'll take tier 3 tower. They will take the tier 3 tower with about 30 seconds left onto Baron. They might want to end the game if they have to. Nexus is pretty much cooked right now. And now Diator is going to do it again to Artino. Is this going to be another solo kill? Is this going to be another solo kill onto Winthrop? He's going to go 1v1 1v1 bro, and he's gonna take him down. No help needed, and oh my god, mobility. Jesus Christ, mobility! What the hell? Don't give me a thumbs up! Diego's just cooking the game, and he just had to get the kill. Well, it doesn't matter anyways. Zach just killed out Protoss. They're gonna charge down mid lane, and the game will end. And yeah, Diego just actually taking over the game. I would love to see a 1-for-1 solo kills a clipping, but unfortunately, mobility just took that away, and I'm feeling pissed off. I'm feeling really pissed off. I'm feeling pissed off about you, mobility. But anyways, I'm not pissed off at this game. This was an absolute domination from start to finish on in Winthrop. Theodore was absolutely brilliant in the top lane, and this game is pretty much done. Pad a few damage stats, of course. Double kill onto Zach, and then maybe a pentakill. Maybe a pentakill for Zach, of course. But I don't think it matters. A little shutdown, but I think it doesn't matter. Theodore, what a brilliant game. 3-1-3. I know it doesn't do much, but he's my MVP. I think he started the whole snowball with 2 solo kills and never looked back. I know it's like 3-1-3 is not a good score, but the impact he made in this game is huge. Although you can say that, you know what, Zach deserves some more because he put us some more damage. I think I'll give it to Zach. Maybe I'll give it to Zach. Maybe I'll give it to Theodore. Who knows which one is my MVP? I think those 2 kills are huge, but I think I'll give it to Zach. I'll give it to Zach. Sorry, Theodore, you're good, but Zach deserves the MVP. The 2 solo bolos on to Mr. Artino was huge, but I'll give it Zach 6-1-4 on the rise. And yeah, there you go. That is how game 1 finished. It was nothing much to talk about. It was an absolute domination from the jump. And now, once again, Apex in Mission Impossible is in really dire straits. They now lost 3 games in a row, and it's just looking in dire straits. So, anyways, I'm going to throw this in the garbage. I'm going to throw my cup in the garbage, and then I'll come back for game 2. Hopefully, it'll not be the last game of the entire day. So, I just, scoot all over, seek the whole thing. And then, by the way, look at the stats. It's just not looking close. Like, look at the goal lead. It was all Winthrop from the minute 1, and then, just nothing out of that. Just nothing out of that. And just look at the damage, of course. Oh, jeez. 29.6k damage on Theodore. That's amazing. You know what? I changed my mind. Sorry, Zach. Theodore is my MVP. He's my MVP of this game. He deserves some more. He was brilliant on Ambessa. He deserved my MVP. Yeah, here you go. There you go. Final executive decision. And now, of course, we're going to game 3. And now you're going to look at the draft. Just look at the draft. Look how pretty this draft is. And by the way, we got a Twisted Fate probably in the mid lane, of course. We got Yanara and the Nico. Wukong in the bot lane and take on the Rumble. There's going to be a lot of engages. CC onto the Global, CC onto the Twisted Fate. And you get Nara and Nico for your engages. Nico and Twisted Fate and your Wukong to be your engages. Pretty much simply so. And then for the Apex, it's going to be Ziggs, Leona. Yorick for split pushing. And then you got the only global into Pantheon, which is going to be like a lot of globals going to be in there. Like, engages are going to be pretty much in Pantheon. And, of course, Leona in favor. I mean, a lot of magic in this. If they get like one piece of like magic resist on their team, it's cooked. So I see a lot of magic on the Ziggs, the Aurora, the Yorick, maybe Leona, of course, with a stun. But it's like, yeah, Apex Mission Impossible will get a lead. But if they get killed first off in the first 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. Scaling or not, they're going to get cooked, of course. So this will be really interesting. I will throw away my cup, and then we'll get back to game 2 of this series between Apex and Winthrop. So be right back. Right, I'm back. And yes, I think my mic is not muted. Just trying to make sure my mic is not muted. Yeah, there you go. It's not muted. Great. Okay, great. We're on to a great start. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for game 2 of this series between Winthrop and Apex Mission Impossible. You already seen the draft, and right now it just feels like Apex needs to do something to even get to game 3. But I'm not sure we might get to game 3 at this point. This might be like a dire situation if you're Apex. I mean, look at the competition. It's a Ziggs and Leona. Maybe Aurora, fine, but it's like Ziggs and Leona in the bot lane, like it just doesn't speak confidence. Although you can say they already like banned the Ash or something. I think they banned the Ash. Hold up, let me just go back to the drafts. Yeah, they banned the Seraphine. So I think Winthrop just banned the Seraphine. Caitlyn being banned. Malphite being banned, of course. So that is like pretty much all their engages and CC are pretty much gone on the team. And it's just like, yeah, this is just, it's pretty much dire straits, of course. If you are AMI, you're a Winthrop, you're looking absolutely confident at the game 1. You just dominate the game. Mostly Deanthor was incredible in the top lane. He's going to play a little bit different with Yorick, but he's going to have to do his best, of course, to make sure that game 2 is his. And little damage on Retro Zing, who, by the way, has not have a great 2 series so far, in my opinion. He's not having a great time. And now he has to do something against this Twisted Fate, of course. He nearly got a little damage, but as you see in the runes. Ultimate Spellbook onto Twisted Fate. This would be something. Yeah, there might be something here. Meanwhile, Briar's getting killed, and oh, no. Leona's gone for this world. Nearly half her health, and not even Force of Flash, but nearly half his health. The bot lane is getting constantly poked right now. And I think Ziggs is pretty much in a big trouble, of course. And I think they'll walk away the bot lane. That's TP coming out from Zach. Both junglers getting their Skull Crabs. So that means vision is important. And now Leona's going in, of course. He's not, I mean, well, Mr. Bass is going to have a damage. And now Rumble, Diato, is not having a great trouble. He was great in the first game, but unfortunately, he's now have to do flash in. Leona with a massive first kill, but unfortunately, mobility will get a strike back. Well, I have good news and bad news. Good news is first blood, but not onto the Yunara. It went onto Protoss. But a first blood nonetheless. Which is something for Apex, but a 1-for-1, and this time onto Yunara and mobility does not smell good. Does not feel good. And now, Yorick and Diato will have to battle it out. Diato will have to force the flash. Almost nearly got ganked 2v1. And he's okay. So, Nico giving Retro Zing an absolute singer. And now, of course, Wilson will take down the Wolves. And there you go. Wolves are gone. And now we got a lot of bit of TF magic going on in the mid lane. Mid lane is pretty much even right now with the poke. Little blue card, red card action. As the both junglers going down here to trying to get the first Drake of the game. Meanwhile, Zach is not looking great for Ware. And I believe they're now fighting for not only Skull Crab, but also Drake. Little poke on to Kim Down, but I think that's a clone of Kim Down. Cosplaying as Nico. And now Wilson is pretty much trying to fight for the Drake, but unfortunately, he's getting absolutely chunked right now. No shot. Wilson getting killed. And now Mr. Zach is getting killed as well. And he's going to walk away. So Wilson is trying to get the skull grab, but unfortunately did not work. Bombs away, and Mr. Kim Down is down by Bio again. Massive kill. And now Apex Mission Impossible is in the lead. Actually, that's really good stuff if you're Mission Impossible. Pretty good stuff. So now Mission Impossible is in the lead. Slight goal lead, but goal lead nonetheless. No one's taking Drake, which is actually a good news. As the our trio is going to be in the top lane. So 3-1, slight goal lead in favor of Apex Mission Impossible for the first time in a long time. It's something, but unfortunately it could be nothing with the scaling and all the kind of stuff. But decent early game so far. I think you can say that Wilson did a little too much. And here comes the stun, but he got the stun, the electrocute, but unfortunately does nothing onto Mr. Zach. No flash even needed. So just walks away pretty handily. But not this time. Forced the flash by Protoss. So Protoss with a little R, forced the flash onto Zach. And now I think Zach is in really big trouble. So does Diador. And I think Diador is gone for this world. He has to do his fancy feat. But unfortunately, there's nothing he can do. He's going to be killed by Abreu, which he does. Solo bolo onto Abreu. And he's just saying right back at you, bro, after what happened in game 1. Now Apex is in the lead, but unfortunately Window will take the dragon. And unfortunately, bombs away. Goodbye, Mr. Nico again. And now Yunara is going to do the damage. And it gets a 1-for-1 kill. Lots of action going on. So Kim Down is down again. Retro Zing is just got killed by Yunara, 1-0-1. And Drake goes to Winthrop University. So again, the game is pretty much even. In the most part. If you're Apex, you're pretty good, but you're fearful for the late game, 20, 30 minutes, of course. You're fearful. And right now, both top laners are trading, but Mr. A Trio is trying to get revenge, of course. Remember, he got solo bolo twice. He might gonna do it again. And now he's in real big trouble, of course. Unless our trio can do something crazy, go 1v2, use the goals to try to mitigate damage, and have to force them to walk away. Our trio is doing work in the top lane. Now with the help of Bio, he's going to take down Mr. Diador. And now with the help of Mr. Protoss, he's going to take down Mr. Wilson. And now it's 2 kills on the top lane. Top lane is there for the Yorick split pushing. And now it's 7-2. And if you're Apex Mission Impossible, you're feeling good. Even the gold lane economy is looking good. Top is looking great. Support, fine. Okay, support is just not much. But other than that, top lane is looking absolutely strong. And I feel like the split push of the Yorick is going to be massively huge. He's probably going to get his Trinity Force sometime soon. And the next time we recall, ability and Kim Down are doing the work right now in the bot lane. So Winthrop is pretty much in trouble, of course. And they're going to be in more trouble. Deanto is in more trouble right now. Constantly pushed by the goals. Wilson took the Skull Crab, which is massive, of course. And now clearing the wave and Theodore to make sure he's not in trouble. So if you're Apex Mission Impossible, you're at the almost 2K goalie, 1.5 to be exact. 1.3 is all on Ontario, which is the good news. But now he's going to get the bad news because he's going to get stunned. He's going to get CC'd. He's going to get poked. But unfortunately, he's going to turn around and do all the damage, and he's going to get killed. Goodbye, Mr. Zach. He's going to get killed. What a turnaround by Mr. Artrio. Getting revenge in the game 1. And now here comes the cavalry army. Now they're a little poke, a little damage, a little stun by the Nico. Nico ultimate. And now they're going to be in more trouble. Massive shutdown onto Nico. But unfortunately, it's just too much for Apex Mission Impossible. And now they're getting 3 kills and the turns. Oh, hell no. We're going to game 3 at this point. Our trio, after a horrible game one, turns around and making absolutely mincemeat on the Yorick, taking a massive kills, died for it, but unfortunately the rest of the cavalry arrives. And now it's 11-3. It is a 3K goal lead, and they're looking great. The only way that Winthrop has to win is all eyes on Mr. Mobility. And the Yanara carry right now is scaling. My goodness, what a way for Apex Mission Impossible to bounce back. And look at the total damage. Yorick is doing all the damage, of course, outplaying his top lane, of course. And now Apex Mission Impossible will take the Drake. It is Ocean. Maybe we might get, Chemtech. Oh, man. I feel like I'm watching my Chemtech, of course. Yeah, but 15 minutes in, if you're Apex, you're pretty much in a good spot right now. You're in a really good spot. What a turnaround. What a turnaround. I mean, Atreya was nearly dead. And he nearly got ganked 3v1 and then turn around with all the damage, with all the ghouls. I think it was poor mitigation of the damage, of course, in favor of Winthrop, but brilliant job by Atreya, turning a horrible situation into a great one. And now he's going in the bot lane with a 2.3k goal lead and all the care in the world. Now he's going to throw more ghouls, and damage on Theodore is going to be too much. And Theodore's now 0-3-0. But y'all know the Rumble is going to put out some damage at 0-3-0. He may be 0-3-0, but he can put out some damage. So better careful, be Apex Mission. Better careful, Apex. Better careful. Now the Rift Herald is going to go into favor of Apex Mission Impossible. They might want to take mid lane if you have to. And there you go. There's a mid lane. There's a Rift Herald. And combine that with, Ziggs, bombs into the turret, detonating and all kind of stuff. I think it might be in favor. I think, all the pushing and the split pushing might be in favor of Apex. So with the split pushing New York and the, the Ziggs damage on those towers, it's going to be a massive problem for Winthrop to do something. So they have to hold and have to scale in order for them to win. That's the only way they have to do it. Meanwhile, Rift Herald is going to be charged into the mid lane, I believe. Nothing you can do about it. And then Baz was probably going to detonate a bomb right in the tower. He doesn't have the range to do that because the concept, clear wave of mobility. But now they're going to rotate into the bot lane. And they're trying to get the bot lane turret, of course, the first bot lane turret of the game. And they already got the first tower, by the way. And little stun, little Nico ult. But now the flame is going to be burning. Massive shutdown. 1-for-1 onto Bio. But now here comes the bot lane. The mid lane, by the way. And Baz is down. Wilson to take a kill. The global ultimates are doing the work. Bio is getting chunked. Massive Chemtech soul. Wilson is doing the spinorama. But unfortunately, he gets killed, of course, by Bio. And he's now 5-0-5 right now, Mr. Bio. And they got killed, yes, in the mid lane, but it just feels like it's a little too much, of course. Wilson is not having straight up a good time, of course. And now almost 20 minutes in, it's a 2.8 goal lead, 2 towers to none, maybe 3. There you go, that is 3. And now it's looking really dire if you are Winthrop. Yanara had to literally carry, and she nearly dead to rights, forced to use the cleanse, of course, to save herself. Chemtech Drake is coming in. Baron is up to 20 seconds. And now, of course, it will take their time on the Chemtech, and now they're going to force a fight. Wilson is getting poked out. Wilson cannot even engage. I don't know what I'm saying this, but Woodcard is just not allowed to even play the game right now. It's amazing. So Chemtech Drake is going to go belong to Apex Mission Impossible. Came down, and Wilson is going to give our trio the business, but unfortunately not going to do that. And then Ziggs bomb just clear out the waves. No top tower for you guys. So they're not even getting a little tower damage. It's just they're starving. And even the top, and listen, the top lane is pretty much the reason why this goal lead is pretty much as it is. So while the lead is pretty much all there. The top lane is pretty much the reason why the lead is there. The our trio is all the lead. You shut him down, and it's got to it is downhill city for Apex. But so far, so good. To keep it steady, keep it clean, do the split pushing, as many people talk about with the Yorick and the Ziggs, clearing out the towers. I think that might be fine. The game is not over by a long stretch. Ability, of course, with the total gold. She's representing all the gold, of course. But Abreu is doing all the work. Mobility, force to flash. That's probably a force to flash, of course. And Diato is not long for this world. But now Artrio is in trouble. Artrio is in massive trouble, and Wilson get a massive gold swing in his favor. Not a big shutdown, but big relief, of course, stopping the split push. Stop the split push for now. And now he's gonna be back, of course, with a Drake fight. No objectives even taken, except of course for a red buff, which is gonna be taken by Bio. And now mid lane is pretty much not long for this world. And you have to understand the wave clear is gonna be man. Like you have Ziggs wave clear, maybe Leona, maybe the Aurora, of course, with the wave clear. It's so much wave clear to deal with. Like as example, of course. Oh, Retro Zing just F around and just find out that wasn't a clone and just knock him. All eyes on Yanara. All eyes on that pretty Yanara. See what she can do. We will find out what she can do, of course. 24 minutes in. And look at Buzz, look at all this kind of stuff. And right now, the Ziggs, of course, they're getting annoying. They're getting literally annoying. And now mid lane turret is gone. 20 seconds until Camtech. And unfortunately, Mr. Protest is in trouble, but she is safe. And everybody's going to be, dispersed. But I believe with all the pressure in the mid lane and all the pressure around, I think they might take Gem Drake. There you go. This Bio will take Camtech Soul. And the question is, what can Winthrop do now? What can Winthrop do now? Camtech Soul is not until the next 5 minutes. So it's going to be a really, really long game, of course. But now, Apex is going to take Baron. Apex is going to take Baron under their noses. Apex is saying, oh, crap. Winthrop is taking Baron. And they do take Baron. The highs of the century. The little bit of the CC onto the Nico. And now Baz is dead. Now the little bit of the turnaround. Zach with a massive kill onto Retro Zing. Oh, what genius play by Winthrop to get the Baron, to sneak it in and get 3 kills on top of it. And now the game is pretty much into Winthrop's favor. It is pretty much in Winthrop's favor right now. My, oh my, how do you like them apples? Wow. I mean, wow. How do you like that? How do you like that? How do you like that, guys? Incredible sneak. I'm just trying to clip it, man. I'm just trying to clip it. Yeah, amazing. I have to clip that. I have to literally clip that because that is probably the biggest moment of the game. So they get the Baron and they get the mid lane tier 2, and all of a sudden the scaling is pretty much into Winthrop's favor, and now the goal lead is in their favor. 4K goal lead right now. Oh, Apex is just slipping away right now. The game is literally slipping away. The only saving grace now is the Chemtech Soul at 3 minutes and 38 seconds. That's the only saving grace I have right now. But with the Baron up minions right now, Winthrop is literally slowly crawling back in this game. In fact, they even take the lead. A massive lead, of course. Mobility is now 1.0k up. Zach is 2.7k up. Oh no, Apex. Apex is going to lose another game. I can feel it in my bones. So what can you do against Apex? You're still in control in this game, but you're losing control minute by minute, second by second. This Yanara is going to be a problem. We know that. We know Yanara is going to be a problem. Look at the gold difference. It was a little teetering, and it was all Apex mentioned until the 25th-minute mark. And then, of course, went up with the pretty much biggest, with pretty much the height of the century with the steal. I mean, I just cannot believe. Oh, here comes the ulti. Here comes the ulti. Here comes the Nico ult. Zach with a massive kill into the bats. Little like Golden, of course, right now. And now the Wilson just spins and wins and take him down. Another shutdown on the Yanara. But unfortunately, here comes the damage. And now here comes mobility. With all the damage to the wall. Yanara's going crazy. Double kill. Double kill at the ball Wilson. And to Mr. Bats. And goodbye, all of Apex. They are down. And I think with the Baron, they're going to end it. They're probably going to end it right now. Mobility and Wilson standing tall and making proud, and they're going to take the tier 3 turn with it. And maybe they did better if they tried, but it won't try. My God almighty. Wow. That was crazy stuff. That was absolutely crazy stuff. Wow, what a fight that was. Mobility stayed alive, and that is the most important thing. 4-3 on the Yanara. We say it's going to scale. We say it's going to scale, guys. And now it's in scaling territory. She got 4 items, and she's a crank. She's a crank, and Apex Mission Impossible are doing it. And who is going to kill the Yanara? I don't think York's going to kill the Yanara. I don't think, maybe, Ziggs Bomb is going to kill the Yanara, but I'm not sure anybody can kill the Yanara. No one's engaging. The only engage I see is the Pantheon, and that's fine. But Zach is gonna engage. You got TF, card to TF Golden card to make sure the Pantheon's not gonna go engage. So it's like there's a lot of things that will block it away. Protest is creating damage. He's getting chucked right now. Nico ulti, pop gold the balloon, and another unstoppable. And now they're going fair. Here comes the gold card onto Protest. Down goes double kill onto Yanara. Double kill onto Miss Mobility. I'm stumbling right here, but you know the excitement, of course, in my voice. And now 31 minutes in, and now Chemtech Drake, it belongs to Winthrop, stopping the soul, stacking, and now Apex are here to dread. 6-3 on mobility. Look at the replay right now. He look at the movement of mobility. Zach with the gold card, of course, but the damage. It's just absolutely strong. And yes, showing all the great talent, you see it almost every single week on the NACL streams, on the NACL channel. I know it's not getting a lot of love, but I'm trying to do my best here to try to give you the thing that you want. I'm a low cast streamer doing for a low cast region, and I'm doing my damn best. And now another Baron trying to take him by Winthrop, but there's no sneakiness right now. The sneaky Baron is pretty much what set the game up. And now here's another gold card, trying to do the flames, but unfortunately they are now scrambling like eggs. And now Apex will have to fight. Apex will have to literally fight. They gotta take down mobility, but of course he's gonna be escaping. And now we're at the point of scaling right now. 6-3 on mobility. And they gotta protect her. They gotta protect this Yanara. If mobility dies, I feel like Apex is gonna win. Look at the gold graph. It is sliding down in the favor of Apex. They're getting stronger and stronger with every minute. Apex just don't know what to do right now. I mean, Yori can split push, but even I cannot know. It's not going to do anything much. 33 minutes in. Chemtech Soul is coming in, and our Baron is coming in 5 minutes, but the Baron Soul is right now 145 with a split push. Unfortunately, Diato is not long for this world. He is 1v2, and he's trying to do the world. Yes, Bio got the the Guardian Angel, but the Angel was popped, and now it's pretty much rain on the damage. Goodbye, Mr. Bio. Goodbye, Mr. Protoss. And now goodbye for Apex Legend. They're going to march into the bot lane with all the minions and all the Baron buffs, and there's nothing you can do about it. Ziggs trying to wave clear. Good luck. You ain't going to have nothing. And unfortunately for Mr. Arduous, he's going to get popped like a balloon. He's still alive. Staying alive, of course. But unfortunately, he's not going to be long for this world. He's still alive. How does he manage to stay alive? Match is shut down. Wilson onto Retro Zing. But unfortunately, get 1-for-1 back. But even that doesn't matter right now because nobody's going to kill the Inara. Mobility is still alive. Maybe they might get one more play out of this, but even I don't know if they have a play against this. 35 minutes in. Right now, we are in dire straits as your Apex, of course. 19-17 on kills, 36 kills in 35 minutes. It's been a holy hell of a game, but unfortunately, Winthrop is pretty much in the control in the facility. 11K goal lead right now. They came back for pretty much nothing in like the early game, and now they're now in control. Mobility is literally carrying this game, of course, by himself in this game. 17 seconds on to Chemtech Soul. Now Chemtech Soul is pretty much taken by Winthrop. There's nothing you can do about it. Let me just say hi to my parents, of course. Hello, Mom and Dad. Okay. Night. Good. Oh, nothing much. They just cemented the cabinets, of course, and all that kind of stuff. Yes, they did, and they just took down my door. My precious door is gone. It is what it is. Yeah. So I'm gonna be real quiet, of course. Unfortunately, Mr. Zach is pretty much no longer for the world, but unfortunately get golden, and now the damage is gonna be too much for them. And now they're gonna want to fight. That's a kill, of course, onto Edros, and now the game does not end. But look at the ball, look at the Baron, look at the Axis, mobility with a lot of damage, and now with the Baron of minions, but unfortunately, not yet over. Can they kill mobility? Can they kill mobility? But unfortunately, he's too fast, too strong. Maybe Leona ulti will do anything much, but he got GA. He's got GA right now, so he's pretty much fine. So our trio with a massive kill, of course, onto Zach. The game still stalls. Maybe another Baron might do. 1 minute left. But the Nexus minions is pretty much in cook right now. And right now, our trio is not along as well. He's getting chunked, he's getting damaged, and unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. Mobility is literally godlike right now. He is absolutely godlike. And I just don't know what to do. 7-0-4 on mobility. He's doing all God's work for this team. He's going to drag Winthrop to a 2-0 victory over Apex. And now they're going to try to kill him, but unfortunately, there's nothing they can do. Mobility is legendary. He's absolutely legendary right now. And then here comes another one. Mr. Pop ulti. Big killed. Another kill, of course. Triple kill on the Inara. Quadra kill on the Inara. Oh, we're going to get a pentakill. No, sir, but a Winthrop 2-0 nonetheless. Massive game by Inara. 11-0-4 with a quadra kill. Reason why he won this game. Reason why he won the series. Take a bow, Mr. Mobility. Take a bow, Mr. Mobility. You earned the MVP for this game. Yes, you earned it. 11-0-4. 11-0-4. Yeah. So another horrible defeat if you are Apex. Mission Impossible. But a massive win for your Winthrop, of course. Massive win. You know, after what happened in game 1 was a dominated stump, and then game 2 was kind of like, it was dire, but unfortunately, mobility just step up and do some more damage, and he was brilliant, of course, and he brought him the win. What? You need to charge or something?
I don't know what going the way. Let me charge because it can find it. It can charge, find it, not charge. She told me. You're charging. Daddy, they want high phone, yeah. The more the something then go on here, like the WhatsApp, they want me to know. But the phone not turn on, you're charging it. Your earphone charger.
Give me a minute.
Yes, walk out.
Okay. well, my parents have been phone problems right now, so yeah, it is what it is. Thank God, I'm not showing the webcam because I'll be dire, of course. So, anyways, Apex, Michigan Winthrop just won the series over Apex. Now it's time for us to hand out the stars. I'm probably gonna give it to Mobility. He was brilliant on deaths, and especially in our game, he was a reason why you won it. Second one, probably give it to Diendor, especially in the first game. And then 3.2. And finally, maybe Wilson. I'll give it to Wilson some love. He was also instrumental, not probably in the second game, of course, because he was the one that forces, the call to get the Baron, and of course, the Baron play was huge. The quick thinking by Winthrop to just go to Baron, of course, immediately, and just the quick thinking of that team was massive, and it just changed the game on the dime. Yanara is getting scaled, and then yeah, that's it. And for my team of the series, I think I gotta go with Roger Zing again. Although Roger Zing got a couple of kills, so I think it's Baz. 1, 6, and 7. Baz not good enough, and not good enough for AMI to win. So they go 0-2. Of course, it's not looking great for them. I think we're gonna look at the standings, of course. After this, they're probably gonna take a look at the standings. They're doing an interview, and yeah, they're doing the standings right now. So if you look at the standings, in case CCG is on top, NRG and Maryville, the teams that pretty much expected are on top. 1-1 for Blue Otter and Winthrop. I think I saw 2 Sentinel Gaming. I think they have a typo. But Apex Mission Impossible are 0-3 and not looking great. Just not looking great right now. And now for tomorrow's matches, actually last week's matches, but for tomorrow's matches, we got Conviction versus Sentinels and Supernova versus CCG. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we're almost at the 10 p.m. mark, so that means it's time for me to skedaddle. It's time to raid, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to raid. So, Mr. David Shynock, you are about to get raided by your boy right here. And, you deserve a lot of love, of course. What you've done for the channel and what you've done for the team, you're the inspiration why I do it. You're the reason why I do this. So, anyways, I want you to say hi to Mr. Shynock, one viewer, and hopefully it'll do well. So, anyways, I'm going to end the stream right here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all. Stay safe. Eat well. Enjoy the Masters. I hope you enjoy Masters as much as I do. And yeah, let's get to Mr.